are some that somebody that is sincerely doing it with the bottom of his hand. All these things are very important. So we should not be worried.
Guys, we're on Twitter space, and I'm going to be relaying to you guys what is happening on Twitter space. That's what we're doing today. I'm posting my first Twitter space, and I want to see how it goes. I will also drop the link here so that you guys can join.
Dr. Chika, I'm becoming so much emotional now. Let me just shoot.
Okay, thank you, Larry. Some people, I'm not bothered, but you see, I'm bothered and I'm not bothered. The reason why I'm bothered is that it's not always who makes the loudest noise that is correct. But right now, there's a lot of noise that is going on out there, and it's making people not pause and think. And if you say anything right now, they just tell you, "Oh, Chidi, you are attacking Obi. Why are you people attacking Obi?" Okay, look, for instance, now everything that is beginning to happen right now is beginning to take the same pattern that it took before Buhari was elected. At that time, they were saying, okay, we know Jonathan had lost control of the government. Jonathan himself even said it. Boko Haram had taken over everything. And Buhari was like the better devil. Let's just Buhari. We know he's not, but let's just take him. And then see what happened when Buhari came in. That's why we are suffering right now the way we are suffering. Peter Obi now is going to meet with people like Buhari. I mean, I say Buhari, people like IBB. And someone says there's nothing wrong with that now. In fact, in a forum where somebody said, oh, all these people are now looking for a way to fix Nigeria. I said, how did we get to that point where we would not see anything bad with anything that Peter does? That is very dangerous. You cannot treat somebody that you love like that. You can't treat them in such a manner that you are not able to advise them, that we are not able to advise ourselves. We will all be going, that is, on a wide highway to destruction. You can't be hobnobbing with people like IBB and Obasanjo and the same. So I'm confused. I am very, very confused at this point in time. We say we are the new generation. We say we are the people who want a different thing. But we still go and say, yes, it is okay. It is okay to say that Atiku is our mentor. It is okay to say, have meetings with IBB and listen to what they have to say. Come on. Where do we draw the line? That is the fear I'm having. That is my duty. My duty is to come here and tell you. It doesn't mean that you must accept it. But tomorrow we'll be there to remind you that we told you. Especially when we see that things that were already there in the media space, things that were already published, you're going back and you're bringing them up. People are going back to bring them up, and you're sounding surprised. That's why we are very, very worried. We are worried that more of this is going to come out, and your reaction is causing a lot of concern for us, because a lot of people are first-time voters. There's been a lot of voting party where people are not even interested in the elections, and they never had their PVC. They never wanted to vote. But you see that today, these people have gotten their PVCs, but then they are not able to they are not able to discern. They are not able to discern right from wrong. They are not able to discern that, oh, come on, this thing that this thing that I'm being fascinated by, it has been there before. That is why we are worried. That's why we're doing what we're doing. And we'll continue doing this. Like I said, today is my first Twitter space. You can't imagine that for how many years I've been on social media. I am just doing a Twitter space now. It is because, especially when I saw that Twitter space with over 6,000 people, and all of them were sounding very, very so. Do you know how it is? It's like somebody saw um um I don't know, somebody saw a limousine. Somebody brought a limousine, and everybody is jumping up and saying, "Oh my God, oh, this motor get like 6 doors. Waiting they happen." And you come there and you say, "Come, this thing is just a limousine now." Say, "No, that's the place we are going to go. This limousine is the one that will carry us to where we are going." I say, "No, no, 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 no. Is it just because you saw a car with 6 doors? Is that just why you want to follow this one to travel on your journey? And now the car that has 4 doors, you don't value it anymore." So we're trying to tell you that no, 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 no. Please, first of all, I need you to know that a limousine has been in existence for a long time. It's just that you didn't know. So that's the point we are making. If we build our hopes, our aspirations, our intentions on something that is wrong, then it is not going to be in our favor. It is going to be disastrous. That is the reason why people like me do what they do. We're not doing it because a lot of people will listen, but we are doing it for posterity's sake. We're there in 2018. We told you that if you vote Buhari, this and this is what was going to happen to you. You still went ahead and you voted Buhari. You made fun of how many votes Omoyele Sowore got. But look at it now. Who is suffering? See, I'm not impressed. Oh, I used to support Buhari, but now I no longer support Buhari. How did that stop the armed robbers that came and robbed you? Oh, I made a mistake. Now that I realized, did that stop Boko Haram from killing all the people that were killed? No. Did it stop all the attacks in our farms by Fulani herdsmen and people from outside the country? No. Did it stop armed robbers from your locality, Igbos, Yorubas, Hausas, armed robbers, criminals that spoke your language? Did it stop them? No. So much insecurity just because you refuse to listen. You refuse. So that's why we're afraid. We're afraid right now that you are listening again. You're not, and you are beginning to. You say your comrades. When this P2B movement started, it was no movement before. You see, you guys are playing with fire. First of all, you were PDP. You were PDP. You didn't like comrades. You didn't like revolution. You didn't like movement. Everything was aggressive. You taught us how politics was supposed to be. Politics is where you talk to people, you relate with people. You told us all of it. We said, no, 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 no. We don't have any room for something like that. But you refused. We kept telling you. You did not listen. You told us to come and join PDP. You told us to come and join Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Why? Because you said they had structures. The language was not like you're sounding now. But we are the one. Omoyele Sowore has been consistent. He said, I know these people. I've reported on them for more than 30 years. I know them. I have worked with them. I have been in meetings with them. I know all of them. And do you know why? Because even you know the truth. I don't know why people know the truth, but they refuse. Like, you convince yourself to say that the truth is not the truth again. It beats my imagination. Now you left PDP, and then as things progress, you went to some other parties. Every time you go to those parties, you change your ideology, you change your mission, you change your manifesto. Everything changes, and you want us to follow you to that one. Don't you see that it is dangerous? Because as soon as you move, you begin to tolerate what people tolerate. You begin to accept what those people accept. Your ideology, their ideology becomes your ideology. That is what is happening right now. That's exactly what is happening right now. You are beginning things that are just no-brainer, things that people know, things that are already there. You turn around and you're fascinated by it. Why are you fascinated by it? It's already there. So that's why we are crying. We are tugging you and say, boy, come back. Oh, it's not like you think. Somebody just comes and can you imagine? Somebody says, Sowore, why don't you write anything about Tinubu? I said, is that person really crazy? And I was shocked at the overwhelming retweeting, resharing, rebroadcasting of that same kind of thought, that Sowore does not say or do anything about Tinubu. Sowore came and tweeted, shared on his Facebook page, shared on his Instagram. We shared it on WhatsApp. How he was the one. You don't understand. Sowore did not just. Sowore went to Chicago. He went to the place. He went to the school. Go and ask now. Maybe you always say verify. Go and verify. And just Google Tinubu and his drug cases. More than 80%, even more than 90% of what will pop up, even though Google just brings the newer things now, more than 90% of what what you will see will be from Sahara reporters. Even if you see it in Vanguard, even if you see it in other papers, they'll be quoting Sahara reporters. And yet people see these things and they just bury it under. So my fear is that we are building on sand. We're building on something that is not real. We are building on lies, and it is not okay. It is not okay. Say, Chidi, why don't you just join every other person? I won't join every other. It's not okay. It is wrong. It is absolutely wrong. We must be able to tell you the truth. We must be able to come and tell ourselves the truth. Don't just say it's Sarah, what will be. Let's just all forget now. Small. You accept a lie. From a lie, you now accept a crime. Small crime. From accepting a small crime, you don't even know when you begin to accept and justify murder. Because by the time you accept somebody who is a murderer, you have already cleared them, or you've accepted all the murders they committed. So you see why you must give credit to whom credit is due. You cannot just wave aside the fact that truth is being manipulated, reality is being manipulated. How can you go back and begin to clean up all the bad leaders? You see, on one side, you say that you are with the Soroseki generation. You say you are with the Soroseki generation. You say you are standing on their side. You are now a movement. You say all of those things. Oh, the youths have chosen you. And you turn around again and you cannot probe the old leaders. Exactly what the NSAS revolution, the NSAS movement is asking around gradually. And that's what you don't notice. Gradually, they are twisting everything around. They are. Don't you people see what's happening? Shebi the Soroseki generation will say we don't want SARS. End SARS completely. We even say defund the police. We don't want our old leaders. We don't want to see them again. We all clapped ourselves. We all marched together. We want young people. We want young brains. We don't want these old guys. Right now, all of a sudden, right before my eyes, you are changing. You are not seeing things like we say that people like Ibrahim Babangida is a bad leader. You say no, it's okay. It's okay. That is a bad leader. It's okay. We can have him. How can you say that? How can you say that? I have a request from uh, uh, I'm going to allow you to speak now. I'm going to allow you to speak. So please unmute yourself, the patriots. Unmute yourself so you can speak. And if you really want to speak, please send me a request so I can let you speak. But the patriots, please go ahead and speak. The patriots, can you unmute yourself? The patriots. Okay, you're not able to unmute yourself. Anomi, I have just accepted. So Anomi, go ahead and unmute yourself and speak.
Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever we are.
Yes, please.
Well done again to for great continuing work of spreading the truth, because this is what we are meant to do.
Sorry, can you speak out? I hardly hear you. I'm stretching my ear. Please speak.
Can you hear me a bit better now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You can hear me a bit better now. Yes, as I'm saying, let me firstly commend the Bishop for all the work try and get us to understand or know the truth. It's not a truth or a revised truth, but it's just the truth. Whichever way you look at it, it will still remain the same. What's happening with Nigeria at this point in time, some people call it Stockholm Syndrome, some people have other names for it, where instead of crying out against misrulers, the ruling class, people are adopting them as though they're going to save them. They're already what position they're in. They know that things are not going to change with these people. They're trying to twist the truth into another reality that is not the truth. When you saw a picture of Peter Obi with IBB, I just saw it yesterday. I mean, the picture speaks for itself. IBB is the father of Abacha. Abacha was the worst dictator Nigeria has ever had. Not only did he murder people, but he looted the coffers to the point of where funds that were stolen are still being recovered some 20 plus years later. That was the father of Abacha. He was the one who was the reason why Abacha came in. That's the person who Peter Obi has sat down to come and get some form of accolade or clearance from to become something in our country. Now, it's difficult to speak the truth, and many people decry you when you're speaking the truth. But we must continue in that which we're doing, because without that, as citizenship has said before, it's about having it for posterity. It might not be immediately, it's a long road. Some people say it's a marathon, but it's a long journey, and we're on it to achieve things that we need to. That's all I want to say.
All right, thank you, my brother. I know that is Bola. I cannot, even if I was dead and you spoke that thing, I would always recognize that voice. But thank you so much for your contribution. Yes, you're right. We've gradually slipped into a state of the Stockholm syndrome. Like we're not able to think. It reminds me of this movie I watched, Escape from Sobibor. If you go and watch that movie, Escape from Sobibor, it's a movie about a Jewish concentration camp. And at the point where the guys who planned the escape got everybody outside, and they made a break for the fence, and the Germans were shooting at them, those Nazi soldiers. They were now telling some people to run, you're free, just run, just move. Those people were standing there, they could not even understand the meaning of freedom anymore. They had resigned themselves to, this is our fate, this is it. There's no more, nothing. We just wake up, eat, walk, suffer, sleep. They have just slipped into that mode. They didn't understand what it meant that they were free. Just run. That is what is happening to Nigerians right now. We have come to, and this is with respect, not being disrespectful to anybody, but a lot of us have come to a state of stupor where our brains have, the analytical part of our brain has been so bastardized and so bullied that we have shut down shop on that aspect of our brain. The factory that is working in that place has stopped. They have off the light. Nobody's working in that part of our brain. You know, our brain has compartments. That part that analyzes, they have shut it down. There's no light. They cut the transformer born. The part that is working right now is we are sleeping, and then then we just wake up, waiting. Okay, we are shouting. Everybody starts shouting. Pretty much like what happened to us when we were in school. You wake up, and they're shouting, solidarity, hey, we no go agree, we no go. You just join. You don't even know what it has happened to me several times. We are already being pursued by police. When I ask my friend, but what are we even protesting for? I say, I don't know. And they just begin to shout, come, our department. Now, so all of us just join. Then we just now go down to the ref. We just other people from the ref. Then we hit the street. That's the stage that we find Nigerians in right now. You're looking at black. You're telling somebody that's black. They say, as long as they say it's white, me Kuma is on white, I stand. It's white. It's very, very dangerous. Very, 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 very dangerous. I'm telling you, you're entering a car, and I'm telling you, this car does not have a brake, and the steering, they just remove the steering. You're trying to start the car. You load people inside. And don't enter this car now. Hold on. Think now. Ask where the steering is. This is the same car that just had that. This is the same thing that made people have an accident. They said, no, boy, go and sit down. You're saying that because you're frustrated. The reason why you're telling me not to enter a car without steering is because you don't have a car. You're jealous. Go and sit down. Oh, you don't know anything. You think by what you're telling me, it will make that car safe? No way. That car is an accident going somewhere to happen. You just put the key and start that car and accelerate it and see what I know. So what you're telling me is Chidi, you self. And just why don't you just join? Let us all just do this thing. I know they join, I know they go. Why should I go? When the part of my brain that analyzes things has analyzed, and I'm asking you some questions, I want to go with you, fine. But can you please answer me a few questions? Where is the steering of this car? Boy, people will even say, rapid than a motor, buy a motor. That means forget the thing where they ride for the car, just enter the car. But I'm telling you, the mechanic just says, don't use steering missing. No brake. You see, it still enter the motor. I don't know. I'm sorry, but it's difficult for me. I was not wired like that. I really have to apologize to you. That's why you don't see me doing certain stuff. I'm not wired like that. It's not easy for me to just jump into that kind of vehicle without asking questions. That's why we ask these questions. If you can just be fair enough and answer some of these questions for me, then I will come into this vehicle and go to where you're going. but just going to pick things, especially look at this story right now that we're talking about. How can you wipe truth and reality out there? I'm telling you, I was in this space, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, more than 6,000 people listening, discussing the story that David did about Tinubu, and everybody agreed that no other newspaper talked about. Come on now, inside Nigeria, that is a great disservice and a reason for us to be worried, because if we're not able to remember simple things like this, that means somebody can get up and just tell us anything they want and we just go with it. Amongst that 6,000 and something, nobody opened their mouth to say, you know what, actually, Sowore did this and so we're just starting like from now. You don't just start building a house just in the air. No. Everybody, you don't have to be an architect, you don't have to be an engineer. Even if you're building a chicken house, you don't just go to the air and just put wood and the wood will just hang, except you're acting a movie. That thing has to stand on a foundation. You have to test the ground. So if as much as 6,000 people on a Twitter space could not even agree or make reference to the origin of a story that is being celebrated, that means we are in serious trouble. And if at any point now that you talk about how we are drifting, and people will come after you and say you are either jealous, you are either frustrated, then we're in trouble. Why don't people find it worrisome that someone like Peter B and somebody said, actually, you're picking on Peter B again? No. You have to be able to discuss these people. Why would somebody find it normal that P2B is sitting with IBB? Where do we draw the line? Why would someone find it normal that we are not going to probe our old leaders? Probing them is a waste of time. Really? Really? My goodness. Oh, so those countries that go back and open up a trial to try some leaders for war crimes, those people are stupid. Is that what we're saying? We're saying that those countries that go back and review what leaders have done and bring them to justice, those people, something must be wrong with them. I hope that's not what we're saying. So we need to be worried about these things, and that's why we talk about it. That's why we talk about it. We should be able to talk about Tinubu and what he did in the past. And when we talk about it, nobody should think that it is normal. It is absolutely abnormal. And it doesn't matter, just like my brother has said, it doesn't matter how people try to blackmail us or make us look like something is wrong with us. It won't stop us from doing what we're doing. Sorry, I can't take any calls because I'm on Twitter space, so I can't take any calls right now. Okay. If you want, I'm going to send the Twitter. If you're watching here, you can come on Twitter and we can oh yeah. I'm not even able to hear you again here. Hold on, I think people are hearing you, but I myself I'm not able to hear you. I think it's something to do with a call that came in. So give me a second to try to bring up your volume here. Uh, please don't call me because when you call me, I'm not able to. It cuts off because we're getting a feed from Twitter. It cuts off the Twitter, what we're hearing from Twitter. Um, just go ahead, my brother. I don't know how they did it. It's disconnected, but I'm sure people can hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear?
Okay, yes, I can hear. Go ahead, go ahead. I got it back working.
Yeah. Now the thing is, they were saying they did not give Peter Obi ticket. They are not going to vote any PDP or APC. I feel we are in trouble as Nigeria already. The reason why I say we are in trouble already is because we are trying as much as possible to, by force, enter into the political cycle without knowing the consequence of what we are entering into. It's just like courtesan. They will not tell you their plan that you need to sacrifice so heads. It is when you are initiated, you do first sacrifice, second sacrifice, that you discover or you make to understand that yeah, this is a regular something for you. We do sacrifice every period of time. Let me say something very quickly. We are not in the haste to get power as a people. If you are in the haste to get power, you get the power and you will not be able to walk. If you are in the haste to make decisions because you are following Twitter trend, you are in trouble. Because you have to go and defend what you don't know. And by defending what you don't know, history, your unborn children, the ones that are more smarter than us that are shouting on the street, will come after you. That you are the problem or the reason why so many people made a lot of mistakes. Omoyele said something during the period of EndSARS Memorial that those people that destroy our past will not be able to guarantee our future. Whether he's coming up to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he's correct. You cannot expect somebody that raped you to take you to hospital. You cannot expect somebody that steals from you to testify in the court that he steals from you. You cannot expect somebody that loot your country wealth to be able to give you good leaders. I don't know how some of us think. Whether are we really ready to have a Nigeria we want, or we are just playing a big game here. But I don't think I will be part of those same kind of people in my life. I prefer not to be in the political cycle and be fighting the politicians for the evil that they have done, for history to indicate me that be part of the corrupt system that is putting us into this mess that we are today. We as a people of Nigeria, we have a long way to go. We need to make research of people that are going to rule us, what we want as a people, and where we want to be in the next 1 year, which is the next presidential election.
Okay, thank you.
We are not ready until we all unite to fight the common goal. And if we are doing this, I think we need to know that we'll keep suffering till the day we'll have nowhere to go. And that's my case for now.
Thank you so much. I see a couple of people here, and I'm hoping you guys will send me a request to be a speaker. Um, Nare, it would be nice to hear from you, Nare. I know people get worried a lot when they think, you know what, there's not the numbers that we have. We get worried when it looks like we are not commanding or controlling a lot of followership. But this whole thing is just like I'm a YouTuber, I'm on social media. I know the trend, I know how these things happen. There are times when you have big followership, but there are times when you don't have that much followership. And every time you enter into a zone where you're beginning to tell people what they don't like to hear, because people naturally want to slide into their comfort zones, they want to slide into the easy way out. Every time you come with something that is opposing that easy way of doing things, anytime you come with them with something that is tasking to their brains, they withdraw from you and you don't get the viewership that you normally get, you don't get the followership that you normally get. So I understand that, but realize that usually the people that lead a mammoth crowd to their destruction, it's not in the majority. It takes one crazy person to actually destroy a generation or or have a mass following. Hitler was not the best, and yet he commanded a lot of. So you think because Hitler commanded all those people, he's the best? There are churches that have thousands of people coming to worship together, and the pastor is deceiving them. It's not by the large size of that church that makes what they're doing there right. The same thing with going to some mosque. It is not because of the amount of people you find listening to an imam that makes that imam correct. In fact, I remember those days in Abuja when there was going to be trouble from the Muslim community. It usually started after the prayers in the mosque on Friday. If the person speaking to them says the wrong thing, all of them, people will move out and there will be mayhem. So it is not because that large number of people were listening to one person talking makes the person right. And there's lots and lots of examples. Yes, you would love for people to listen to what you're saying. You would love to have influence over a lot of people and for the good of the larger society. But there are times, just like where we find ourselves, where only a few people must stand. We must stand because we see where our country is going to. There is this big thing that is going on, and people have decided just to follow. Like Fela will say, follow. It is become wrong. It's become a taboo to ask questions. You're just supposed to just follow and just shut the hell up. Don't ask any question. If you ask any question, you'll be branded something. But as we see things on, because we have a long way to go, we have a very long way to go. Even the issues that we swept under the carpet, you think they are over with? You think the issues of terrorism is overshadowed right now by politics and all the shouting? You think that one has gone away? You think the issue of kidnapping has gone away? You think the issue of agitation has gone away? You think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still not locked up? You think Omoyele Sowore can still live in Nigeria? You think so many things are going on, but we have decided to throw a party. Exactly what happened with NSAS, and I will always take you back to NSAS, because at NSAS period, when some of us through Omoyele Sowore was saying some stuff, people did not listen. People said, just go. Just go. You're coming here to hijack what we're doing. But at the end of the day, what happened? Exactly what he predicted was what happened. The NSAS was attacked and scattered. That's exactly what we don't want to happen now. And that's why we see us shouting and screaming at the top of our head. And we will continue talking. I must apologize. We had a very broad advertising of the Twitter space that we're holding today. But for some reason, that one that had the large publicity, we started it and it ended on its own. After about, I think, 4 minutes, it ended. We started another one, it ended. We started another one, it ended. And this is the fourth one that we're starting. And this is just because of how tenacious we are with things. That's why we're having this. And we will not be shut up, we will not be bullied, we will not be stopped. We will continue to push until we get people to listen, because it is our responsibility. We owe it to this generation to keep saying the right thing. We must keep saying the right thing. We must keep pointing people to what they should say and what they should do. Because if we don't do that, tomorrow people will say, "Why are you talking now? What did you say when it happened?" So since you know and you saw it happening, why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you correct people? And yet when you hear us talking, you have a problem with that. Okay? So that's why you see us making all of these claims, like what you call claims. I was hoping to have Moyele Sowore here to speak with us, but I'm sure that link that got cut off also affected a lot of people. But I still wanted this to go on. If you can help us share, I'm going to stay here for a little while. We will talk about this topic. And for a lot of people who I've seen them in groups, even groups where I belong, surprisingly, people will come there and they'll be defending Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I wish I would have those kind of people come here now and justify. You see that thing about justifying, that's what we're scared about. If you think there is nothing wrong with someone like Tinubu running for presidency in Nigeria, after everything that has been exposed about him, if you still think that there is nothing wrong, then there is actually something wrong. If that's the way you think, then there is a huge thing that is wrong. Okay, and that is the same way when we see things, when we see things that are beginning to happen right now, where we see somebody like P2B going to sit down with IPB, and we just point it out. We just point it out and you say, why are we attacking him? How come every time we point out the truth, we say we're attacking the person? It is dangerous because we are sliding into that realm where everything is acceptable. Everybody is not acceptable. No. Evil people are not acceptable. I don't want to do anything with them. They are not my idol. They are not my mentors. I do not want them. And if you cannot open your mouth, you see, those are the little problems that we have. People don't understand where we have problems. If you cannot open your mouth and say that a smell like a tickle is bad, then it is difficult for me to align myself with you. If I see you eating, hobnobbing, laughing, my enemy is your best friend, it is difficult for you to be my best friend. I'm telling you, the person who killed my daughter, the person who killed my son, the person who killed my wife, the person who killed my family and is already planning to kill me is your best friend. I know you might not like it, but I'm so uncomfortable. I don't want to make you my friend. I want to keep you at arm's length. Yes, let me be the only one on that corner. I will be there. A lot of people have attacked me and they continue to attack me and they think I'm stupid. They call all manner of names. But I take them back to when they said this, because I've been around for quite a while. I'm not a baby. I've been around for a while. And some of these people have been with me for this long while. And I always want to take them back. A lot of the people that are watching me today, a lot of the people who are subscribed to our channel, by the way, I appreciate you. I thank you for all your support. But you know that there were times when you hated my guts. You hated everything I said. You hated me and my wife because you thought we were lost. You thought what we were saying was wrong. See, we are this. You can't even believe that I'm a pastor. Who even dashed me that pastor? You said all of those things. But today, how come you're still in this channel listening to what we're saying? Do you know why? It's because through the years, you've come to realize that what we were saying when you didn't like us was the truth. Exactly. A lot of you were with Sowore, you marched out with Sowore in Abuja when we did NSAS. You were there when the government used their talk to say that Sowore was the problem. We told you it was not the problem. You did not understand the grand plan. You didn't understand that they were trying to make sure that they pushed out everything, every single thing that was the real resistance that they had, so that it would make it easy for them to break that protest. But you didn't listen. We told you these people come with guns and they will shoot you. Said no, they won't come. You took the advice of just holding up a flag. You thought the people you were dealing with were just, I don't know what you thought they were. You said if they see a flag, they will not shoot you. People like Sowore said, no, they will shoot you. I know these people. I know them very well. I've reported on them. I have their secrets. I even have some very useful information, but you didn't want to listen. Just like right now, some of you don't want to listen. Imagine how you will feel if your brother or your sister, or somebody that you know, which by the way, all the people that lost their lives in the NSAS protest are, if you had information that would have saved their life, if you knew the truth that they should have listened to, and you kept it away because of what I don't know, how would you feel if because they didn't have the right information, they ended up doing the wrong thing and they got killed? Wouldn't you feel like you were part of the people that killed them? That is what is happening today, whereby we're telling you people that everything is diluted. Everything, you see, they are modeling things more and more. Things are getting modeled. Things are not very clear anymore. They are encouraging us not to think. That's what is happening right now. They are, just be obedient, that's all. Just be obedient, that's all. And I don't know how to be politically correct. That's why you see me talking like this. P2B, like any other candidate, has a right to contest in an election and campaign and have followership. But Tinubu has come out of his party as their presidential candidate. He has a right to go ahead and run his campaign. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has made it out of his political party, so he has a right to go ahead and run his campaign. Kwankwaso, the same thing. They all have rights to run their campaign. But do you know the right that we also have as the people who are the nominal Nigerians? Is to be able to ask them questions, because they are coming to lead, and some of them are coming to rule our country. So Omoyele Sowore too, who has come out as the presidential candidate of his party, you should hold him accountable. That's why I don't just come to you when you're accusing Omoyele Sowore and just begin to fight with you. We just place the facts before you. That's all we do. And then you run away. Say, no, you don't want. You just want to be bent, or you just want to be where are all those people that say they were what do they call themselves? Is it articulate? All of you, where are you? You just articulated It's the same articulated people are now shouting Obi now. He articulated, nothing came out of it. You went and sat down. And when you were doing this, you knew the kind of person that Atiku was. Did Atiku for one day challenge the government of Muhammadu Buhari? No, never. But look at what we're ending up today with. Right, guys. Like I said, we lost a lot of people because we lost the link, and we're gonna go ahead and post the link. Let me see if I'm still able to bring on Oile Sowore, because he is the one that was supposed to tell us this story, and probably, I don't know, we're gonna have to redo this, do this again, and make sure that everybody comes to the link that's working. We had a link that was working. We posted it, started, and the whole thing just went off. But we're still doing this. And by the way, they are battling to meet up with a lot of INEC deadlines. So I know a lot of our people working on those things, and that's why they are not here. Now, Larry, I'm going to bring you back to tell us a little bit about. I know your case. Your case just got dismissed. The reason why I like people like Larry is that they are not the ones that just talk. These are the ones that are out there actually taking the heat on behalf of all of us. These are people who have been locked up, people who have been jailed, just fighting for us, just protesting out there. And so when you hear them talk, they don't just talk because they are talking. They are talking because they have felt these things directly. Okay. So Larry, I want you to first of all, congratulations for having your case thrown out of court by the same people who have oppressed all of us. So I really want to congratulate you and thank you for all you've done for the struggle. But tell us a little bit about, as we try to wait for to see if Sowore will join us. But go ahead and tell us a little bit about your case and the status and some of our other comrades who do things at the background. So Larry, are you still here? Okay, I think I even lost Larry. I thought Larry was here. Anomi.
Citizen, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You okay? So you also, exactly. It's good that you're still here. Go ahead and tell us, because I want to practicalize things. You are in London. Your story, your picture is all over the place. I've seen you sometimes alone protesting at the Nigerian High Commission, and you're not discouraged, and you continue doing this until newspapers around the world begin to pick what you're doing. Tell me how it feels to sometimes believe in what you're doing and stand alone and not to be discouraged. How are you able to do this?
Well, I must be honest with regards to that. It's never standing alone. There's always a number of people with me. Sometimes I might be the only person in front of the camera, but there's other ones of us there who might not wish to be in front of the camera or in front of the camera less. One thing I would say, though, the recent case of Eka Ramadu at the Westminster Magistrates Court, I think that shocked me, and it really shocked me, was the man was charged with organ harvesting. Many people denied it, but the truth of the matter is that's what he's charged for. That's what he and his wife are in prison for now. But yet, not only was there a delegation of the ruling class, the former Senate President Turner, the chair of Foreign Affairs from the Senate turned up. A number of people from the Nigerian High Commission turned up. a number of the so great and good turned out. What really shocked me was one of my in-laws, who I haven't seen in 10 years, turned out and there to support Madu, and told me that because they know him personally, that he's a good person. I had to look and question him. This is where you said earlier, where somebody, if you're a friend of somebody who is my enemy, I have to reconsider my relationship with you. So where we are now is a choice which many Nigerians are unwilling to make. I'm not sure the reason. We've called it Stockholm Syndrome. You said Escape from Sobibor, I think is the name of the film. We all, the majority of us in a concentration camp. In the case of the escape railway from the enslavement in America, the woman who, Harriet Tubman, who took a number of people from slavery to freedom, would have taken a lot more people, but many people are unwilling, as you said, to take that step, no matter how small, to freedom. So where I'm not discouraged is I see many, not only citizens of Sowore, but the many who support him in Nigeria, who face the ugliness. The Oyo 11 are still in detention. I saw the governor of Oyo State in Hyde Park on Sunday, walking casually with another man. I asked him who he was. I said, "You look like somebody familiar." He told me he was that person. He asked me if I'm from the state. The only reason I didn't confront him at that time was because there was nobody else with me to film the questions that we must ask him. So the thing I would say is, although we are few in number, the power that we have is immense. Many of us, again, as I say, call ourselves diasporans. We are all refugees. Some people take that hurt by that. But question yourself, which person leaves their own country to live in another man's land as a second-class citizen? Which people do that? You might go on a sojourn, you might go on a visit, but you do not relocate from your own land and go and live in another man's land. So those of us who are refugees have an immense task to do, no matter how few we are in numbers, because these people who live within immunity and have a sense of impunity that they can do no wrong are everyday people in places such as the UK, in places such as America, in places such as Canada, Spain, Italy, Germany, in Ireland, where we are in number, where we see these people come for graduation of their children. They come here for medical treatment. They come here to sojourn in their houses, which they bought with the illicit gains, which Citizen Sowore has reported on more than 10, 15 years ago. The houses which Benga Daniels has, the houses which Sowore has in the UK, the ones that are in America, the ones that Etiku has in America. So what we have to do, no matter how few in number we are, is show that image of where these people are, demystify them. Because one thing that definitely will happen, when you demystify these people, as we did when we were in front of the court, as much as Arise and channels might well have been out there and making them seem as though they're well supported, they had to comment on the protest of a few people. They had to say something because there was no way of hiding it. So what do you do by turning out? I saw them, many of them hid around the corner until they had amassed in numbers to run quickly into the court. These are ranking individuals in the governance of Buhari as we speak. These are ranking individuals from the previous administrations, who many of them have many hundreds of millions of dollars at their control. And yet, there was no DSS, there was no Mopo police, there was no army at their beck and call to usher away people who were ready to tell them to their face as they ran away what exactly it is that we are demanding. So, it falls to us, no matter how few in number we are, to try and do something as small as it may seem, I saw the Nigerian ambassador last week. I called him. I said, one day you will come out and you will come and address us. He smiled because he knew the day was coming. So on that note, I leave it there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. You see, what you said just got me thinking. I was just scrolling also. I'm also streaming on YouTube here, and I was scrolling on a WhatsApp page, and I saw a post talking about sharing the video he made, and he was really he's had it. It makes me laugh because these are the same people that when Sowore, every time Sowore shows up in the studios of these mainstream media companies, they try to censor what he's saying. They try to tell him, you can't say that here. You can't. We have rules and regulations. Know this, that. And I'm just surprised. I'm saying, why is it that right now, because people are hating him, people are praising him. Oh, you know what? Shell has said this, but isn't the same thing we've been saying for? Honestly, I'm in a point where I am totally at loss, totally trying to understand how our people reason, and I find it difficult to do so. Because the same things that we are saying and shouting and screaming at the top of our voices, the same thing people hear right now, it seems exciting and it seems strange. Why would they now be jumping up that Sheung, who is a TV reporter, who has watched the country slide on this terrible slope and still going down into a ditch? Every single day you talked about these happenings, and it only took you this long to realize that we were already in trouble. And yet you would expect people to go back and say, oh, if this guy can say it, that means all the people that were talking before, they were right. And that's the more reason why you should now go and embrace those people who have been shouting for a long time. Come, talk to me more. Just talk more to me. That's what you should be saying. That's what I expected people to say. But of course, like always, I don't know what, I don't even know what kind of syndrome now to call this. But it is terrible. It is very terrible. But it won't stop us. We will continue to say this. And then because there are two things here, two very clear things. It's either people listen right now and do the right thing, analyze every situation, and get themselves ready for an enduring change of events, a permanent resolution to their problems, or we all adopt an easy way of doing things. Listen, it is absolutely not criticizing P2B, and even if we criticize P2B, we are well in our rights to do so. There's a presidential campaign going on. You bring your own points, I bring my own points. Are they not going to have a debate? And then we counter whatever we think you're saying that is wrong. It is wrong. Now, I think if we say it's wrong, somebody's pants will lose. No. So we will analyze things about P2B, and then we expect them to analyze, to criticize, to call us out in any way they think we are going wrong. That is the way this is going to happen. It doesn't mean every time we call out P2B, call out Tinubu, call out Atiku, you think we're attacking. And the only reason why it looks like we are on P2B all the time is because right now, you are the one, let me accuse you people, you are the ones that are changing the narrative. You are the ones that are flipping things around. That is not good. That is mischievous, very, very mischievous. That's why when I was advertising this place, I said they've stolen everything that Omoyele Sowore was busy building. I don't have any problem with you copying. People only copy something that is good. But think to yourself, you copy, you want to be like something, you're copying that. Why are you copying that thing? It's because you realize that it is good. You can't accept the truth. If you cannot accept the truth, that is a huge problem. Look, we are not asking you to change, but we're putting a mirror before you so that tomorrow, since I'm telling you and you're not listening, I just installed a mirror. One day you will pass that mirror and you will see what I've been telling you. You will see that, yes, you have one death on your face. That's what we're doing right now. We are telling you that you're accepting so many things that we already knew they were good. Your brains, what, just like what they did to Buhari. They brought him, they used bleach to wash him up, they beated him, they did image laundry, and they represented him as somebody who is without blemish. Somebody who absolutely did not have anything to do with corruption. But is that what happened to us? What did we get in the end? We got the kind of leader that we all asked for. I see an obedient logo here. I've been inviting you to speak, and you are not accepting the invite because I want someone to actually come and show us how what we're saying does not make sense. So, obedient, I'm going to throw a direct challenge to you. You're here. I invited you to speak. I have invited you. If you're listening, I want you to unmute your mic or accept the invite to speak and go ahead and speak, because that way we can hear from you and know how maybe aligning yourself with IBB is good. And if you're here and you're a supporter of IBB or supporter of Tinubu, actually, you can send a request. I'll bring you in to speak to us, because we want to hear you. All those of you that really you think you have a good defense, then go on and grab the mic and say something. That's why we're here. Don't let us just come here and listen and not say anything. Because you see, sometimes texting is so easy. People just text you and you text back and forth with them. But sometimes we want to hear you. We want to hear you defend those things that you're texting. And sometimes, even better, we want to see you. Defending those stands that you have. Okay, so let us have you unmute your. I see you, Kunle. I see all of you. I'm waiting for you to pick the phone. Theophilus, I see all of you. AJ Style. Let me invite you. Let me invite Theophilus. Let me invite Otebade and AJ Style. I just invited all of you. So you can come and speak. Obedient, you've been shying away. I don't know why you are shying away. Part for Love, Drogba, I see all of you. Yes, our own Mary Jo, I've invited you. Michael Fabumi, you're here. I've invited you. And Kunle Wiseman is even here. And I've invited all of you. Please accept the invitation and or send me a request, and I will invite you guys to speak, because this is the time to be talking. This is the time to keep quiet. People are very, very confused. People just somebody said, I'm obedient, I am proud. Please explain to me also, maybe through text. I mean, this is somebody on YouTube. Somebody on YouTube said I'm obedient and I am proud. So please Are you proud of IBB? That the person is Oludare Ishola? Please, I'm putting your statement. Oludare Ishola says, I am, okay, it says, I am disobedient and I am, okay, it says I'm disobedient. Okay, now I understand you. Okay, okay, I get you. He's disobedient and he's proud. So please, the obedient person here, I don't know why you're keeping quiet and you're on this space, or are you hiding? Are you some of those people that masquerade? You put on that badge because maybe you want to collect somewhere, and then and then you hide again. Maybe you're actually one of us, but you put on the badge to go elsewhere and do something, which is also dangerous. Um, Mary Joe, you are a speaker now. Please unmute yourself and say something.
Good afternoon, Dr. Chidi, and well done for the good and great work you're doing. Can you hear me?
Yes, everybody can hear you.
Okay, and good afternoon to the whole house. Yeah, thank you. I find it a privilege talking to everyone this afternoon. Oh dear, Nigeria, my country. What can we say? Nigeria. Well done. I mean, you've said so much, Dr. Chidi, in the line of where you were talking, and this is my viewpoint as well. What we just add is our present leaders. I call them present because I know this time shall pass, and the table will be turned over, whether they like it or not. There's going to be a shake and there's going to be a move, and things will change. The present leaders must realize that we're in the day and age where people are not docile anymore. Of course, not everyone are on the same page, but what is beautiful about this is that some people are emboldened, like our soldier, Sowore, and are ready to speak up and are ready to challenge. Bless Comrade Bola, where he said he met with Sheyi Makinde in IPAC, was it last week? It would have been so beautiful where we meet him outside in London. I mean, at least I know I can use that power of being able to speak. You won't commit an assault, but you'll be able to exercise your rights by speaking. I would have been able to ask questions, or where I'll be able to frame him for him to ask him those questions that will put him in that position where he probably would love to find himself. So, but you don't have this about leaders, because when it's where you are, for instance, like I said, I'm in the UK, and you find other leaders that they move around, and say, yes, so I say, yes, oh, hi, hello, and you exchange pleasantries. But that is not the case of our own leaders, and it's such a shame. It is a shame, and things are moving from the past. They must realize that the stupid constitution that they're relying upon to commit assaults and rape, I think, is one of the words that is used on the topic by Tuchide, that they're using to commit all this on the citizen, on the country as a whole, whether you reside there or you reside outside. They should realize that this time around, people are not afraid anymore. People are not afraid anymore. I mean, they say, yes, I'm in the UK, I have this, but I will still speak even if I'm in Nigeria. Because the point is, we are the point where you see things and you're so angry, and you can just not fathom why this should be going on in this day and age. So my message purely is to our leaders, because so much has been said to encourage us with the citizen. is these present leaders who are masquerading to be human beings, but I see them as animals. Because I could not imagine any human being being in a position of authority. I was having a discussion with a friend in the week. I said, oh, listen, Mary, you cannot say that about Wike. Wike does not have legal obligation to the citizen of Rivers to ensure the school. And I said, that's wrong. Of course, Wike is not ASO, but Wike has a legal obligation. If you're talking of this faulty instrument that they're relying upon, yeah, fair enough. But it has that legal obligation. But like every one of them, they just believe they are there to go and steal, to rob, and to destroy. They never believe they have a legal obligation that is sensible. That's why they have the audacity. Of course, what he's going to do or what he intends to do to the poor sick child or sick daughter is what any reasonable person would do. But we say a reasonable person, not a selfish and a wicked person, with the status of kind of a kerimado. So, well, but they just believe they can do what they want. Or like I was talking about Wiki, where he came to the son's graduation ceremony, and when students are locked up or locked down or locked in, I don't know how you want to identify it, from studying, and you came here to come and celebrate the success of achievement of your son because he was able to finish his education. So again, if there is anyone that is there, because we have moles everywhere, and I love them because it allows message to be passed. Our message to these ruling people is that we're not taking it anymore. Nigeria are rising. It's election time. The obedience are giving us spark of lies. The Taliban is going around his thugs as usual and giving his Congo of rice and bag of onion and beans that were stored away and making it expensive in the market. And the articles who want to privatize the whole of Nigeria, flog Nigeria on eBay. The message is just simple. We're still few, because I remember one of the speakers earlier said that we're still few. But the point is the seed is planted and is germinated and it has started growing. So of course, where it's grown, it's going to have massive, massive, massive branches, and we're getting there. So again, my message is to them. The message to them is that we're not relenting. We're not going to sit back and watch them anymore. We don't see them as Baba. Say Baba. We don't see them as say Baba anymore. We see them as wicked people, and we're going to be confronting them. So we see their back. And to our dear Muhammadu Buhari, you read so many things about Buhari, and you think, is it Buhari that is saying this, or some kind of additional Gabashewu who are saying? Sometimes you don't even know whether Buhari still have his mind or is totally deluded or completely demented. I'm not being insulted here. I mean, these are equal terms. Just would agree with me. And where people demonstrate and manifest this. So it's just good you ask questions when you're sure. When you hear things and you read things about Buhari, is this man in this space or is it in this world? Buhari should just go and resign. If we're in a normal society, Buhari would be way gone. Buhari should just go and resign. Apart from being a failure, we know Buhari has just come to achieve an agenda, which I always say Nigeria is too big for him to achieve this. He cannot realize his agenda. He should just go and resign. Yeah. He should just go and resign. Yeah. Whether people impeach him or not, but we just say, go and resign. And I say thank you again, Dr. Chidi, and well done to everyone that are fighting the fight. And we'll get there.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mary Ojo. And then, you're one of those people that is not moved by by sight and sound. You just do what you have to do. And yes, Kunle Wiseman, it's always a pleasure to have you around. And you're one of those people too that I think you've gone deaf because you've gone deaf and blind. So you no longer hear what people say or what people show you. You're just focused and you are set, your vision is set like the Flintstone. I don't see burnt all bridges and there's no going back. Kunle Wiseman, please unmute yourself and tell us, first of all, what you think about this whole hola bola about Tinubu's drug history, where everybody's jumping up and down, and also why people are comfortable, especially obedience, that they are seeing pictures of P2B hanging around with so many people, and they suddenly think it is it is okay. They think nothing is wrong with that. Please, I want you to comment on these two things. Kule Wiseman.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chidi. Lovely one, and I'm happy that this space is going on. For the first time, I commend everybody that have that time for this question. And let me just answer your questions as quick as possible. First is that we are in the period, and I think I should start from last that the Nigerian ruling class is not ashamed of anything.
Mm-hmm.
They are expectedly determined to do everything to get power. The battle against the Nigerian ruling class is the battle of greed and power. And that's why it's becoming very clearer and sweeter that for Nigerian youths, Peter Obi's Liberty, APC and PDP is just like when you have bandits, ISWAP, and Boko Haram. So, no matter the extensions, the Nigerian ruling class have extended their terrorism in 3 weeks and have extended the fascist parties in 3 weeks. And now, the challenge is a lot of innocent Nigerians are with the Peter momentum, which I used to describe as a balloon that will be correctly deflated as soon as possible. And because of the fact that there's nothing hidden under the sun, several of these truths are coming to be laid as BFR. And that is that. The second thing is the issue of where you have the expose of Tinubu. The Nigerian ruling class the highest that would have is to piss off most of the Nigerian youths. But it's not the person pissed off. That's why I'm happy that 80% of the data had been what has been exposed by the leadership of the Take It Back movement as led by Sowore and others. And happily, we have a situation where we would need to tell the world that it's not just about exposing the problems of the ruling class. It's about calling for true liberation. And as Bob Marley to say, total liberation is the only solution. Anything outside that. And we have been clear for time. When people ask you want to do the revolution, we see it. The revolution is as caught and as exemplified by Malcolm X. Is either through the bullet or through the ballot. When you talk about the bullet, there is a symbolic position of mass action, as we had during the NSAS. So it's either we do it the Sri Lanka way or we go the Colombian way. We go the Colombian way, the Nigerian working class have a chance for the next 7 months to determine who has that sustainable capacity and defend the vote of the masses, who can stand and take up the Nigerian ruling class, who has been the people that have led the massive opposition to the current ruling class. If there's going to be a change in the next status quo, it's going to be the people that have fought, that have taken the ruling class to a standstill. It is not just a dialectical logic, it is a historical logic. And that's why I want to ask Congress to keep mass mobilization, to keep organizing, to keep discussing, to keep moving forward.
Wiseman, now that you're here, because you're a region that once anybody gets to you, want to harvest you. So Tell me, I just read an article where the Labour Party is telling the Nigerian Labour Congress that it's not their job to interfere in their affairs. Now, what signal does that send to you?
Already, you know that the Peter Obi momentum is a reactionary hijack of the Labour Congress, of the Labour movement, of the Labour. But you know, in this explanation, you have to know that what constitutes the Labour movement is an agglomeration of the Labour bureaucracy, civil society, revolutionaries who believes in the Labour movement, who believe the current Nigerian ruling class is exploiting the labor of the working people, whether formal or informal workers. As it is today, the Sowore momentum, the African Action Congress, and the Take It movement is in a strong collaboration with the informal workers. The labor bureaucracy, as led by NSC and TUC, had failed Nigerians several ways since 2016, especially the May strike, where the labor bureaucracy decided not to have a popular strike and popular protest. We forced them to do the two-phase struggle, and just a few days after they had their own mass protest. And as it was also in September 28, 2009, on 2020, the labor bureaucracy failed to hold the second general strike, which would have razzled and routed and get off the feet of the Nigerian ruling class led by Buhari. But they failed. And because the revolutionary movement held on their protest on October 1, it inspired the NSAS revolution. So what I want to say is this: the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Nigerian TUC, if and when they want to go political, most of the leadership and the rulership of that bureaucracy is with the ruling class. They are just gatekeepers. And just like Sowore said, they are from the orphanage. But they are even, as it is now, when you have an orphanage, at least you see have people who are going to be there to take action. No, this one is worse than that. We have a situation where the Nigerian labor bureaucracy is only using the Nigerian NLC and the TUC as positions to negotiate with the Nigerian ruling class. So for us in the African Action Congress, we are a party of the working people, a party of the youths, and we need a combination of both self-determination groups and such other oppressed people to unite from south to east to west to north. Because we believe that what is causing most of both the ethnic, religious, and divisions across regional circles are class positions. What we have today in Nigeria is a division between the oppressed class and the oppressors. And you have a situation today that you can find it when Wiki's son under ASU strike, when Wiki's son had to go graduating abroad. You find somebody from the southwest, find somebody from the southeast, and everywhere. They are well represented. So, as comrades, our work should be walking beyond religion sentiments, walking beyond ethnic sentiments, walking beyond mundane sentiments of go and verify and all that baladash. And we should now talk about class perspectives. That does not stop us from taking political initiatives, because one of the things which the influencers are trying to take it up is by initiatives. And since when we have taken up all of these initiatives of having spaces and a lot of that, we can see that the balloons are getting inflated one by one with many of the things. I salute you for allowing me to speak. Take it back. Action.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Comrade Kunle Wiseman. Thank you very, very much. You see, it's not easy to, I don't want to start throwing any shades on anybody, but I think people should understand that it's not easy for you to just answer comrade. It's not comrade for mouth. It's not comrade for mouth. For you to be a comrade, you have to really be loaded and have what it. When you hear like Kunle Wiseman talk and hear what they say, you know that they are solidly ready for what we're doing. You answer comrade, and whenever they throw something strong at you, you just withdraw to the background, where you just start throwing punches like special respects to women, but you're just throwing punches like women instead of just focusing on the facts. There are so many things that are on the table. Or once you just shout one slogan, you go back, and if anybody says anything in the opposite or in the contrary, you don't question it, you don't analyze it, you don't even have any point to counter what they're saying. You just run away to the other end. That's not how it works. Drogba, I see you. If you could open your mic and speak to us, that would be lovely. Drogba. And any other person here, obedient, I see you trying to connect and your connection is not very strong. I apologize. I feel for you, but if you're able, you can still try. But Drogba, you're already accepted as a speaker, so if you can go ahead and unmute yourself and say something, that will be appreciated. The rest of you, I'm sending you an invite and you can accept it and unmute yourself and speak. So Drogba, if you're still around, please unmute yourself and speak. If you're still there, Drogba, go ahead and unmute yourself. But if you're not, that's fine. We're still also streaming live on YouTube. We're also on Facebook, and we're actually on 2 channels on YouTube, and then we're on Facebook. And I'm going to post the link. You can join us today, but not through StreamYard. You can join us through come to the Twitter space and join us there. That's what we're doing now. So if you can come to Twitter space, we're just trying our Twitter space. Apologies again to everybody who joined us the first time. We had advertised this massively and people were going to join, and they had actually joined. But as soon as we started this, I'm learning, like I'm humble enough to tell you that with my years of being on social media, I'm still learning to do this Twitter space. And so I didn't know how we were able to mess it up, and it stopped. It just ended. If it was me, I apologize. I don't know. I'll just have to do more learning. But it ended. And because of that, we lost all the main people that were supposed to be on this Twitter space. But that's not a discouragement. It's just something that is pushing us to have to do more. But please, if you're here, Michael Fabumi, I see you. It will be interesting to hear your own perspective. You're someone who is very analytical, and you accuse me of not giving you a chance. Now I'm giving you a chance, Michael, to accept the speaker invitation, unmute your mic, say something, and the rest of you that are also listening, you can go ahead and speak. What we're doing today is just trying to set the record straight. It is very important that we learn to set the record straight. Why do we do this? We do this because we're living in a place in Nigeria where everything goes. People just wake up and say what they like, and you're not supposed to argue with them. You're not supposed to challenge it. You're just supposed to go with the flow. That is madness for some of us. We can't have fought the military. We couldn't have fought the police. We couldn't have fought hoodlums. We couldn't have risked our lives taking a measurable amount of tear gas at the barricades, clobbered police clubs, whipped with police whip, and locked up in jails and DSS dungeons, only to come out and just follow like that. No, we can't do it now. We can't do it. That's why we are here challenging. Michael Fabumi, I see your mic is up, so go ahead, Michael. Please tell me what you think about the state that we find ourselves as Nigerians, majority of Nigerians, where we don't want to ask questions. And also tell me, justify for me a reason why I should not be bothered that I see a candidate like Peter Obi hobnobbing with IBB, thinking there's nothing wrong with Atiku and all of that. Your takes, sir.
Okay. Very good afternoon. Good morning. Good evening. Can you all hear me clearly?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Everybody can hear you, I'm sure.
Okay. So first of all, Comrade Chidi, are you sure you are allowed to allow radicals like myself? I mean the how do you call it? The autopilot type of uh, uh, AC or take it back people, revolutionary people to actually talk directly to the public. Because as you said, I'm quite opinionated. Um, as far as being a comrade is concerned, as you know, my background is that I studied in Eastern Europe, and for me, a lot of things that we do in Nigeria, they are totally back to front. So, for example, anytime we talk about production and maximizing production, I just feel embarrassed because essentially what he's saying is he wants to use the workers and extract maximum value from them. So when we're talking about the third force, the fact that AAC, a party like AAC, that is dedicated to worker welfare, the welfare of workers, and maximizing comfort and life experience and improving the human conditions for workers. The fact that we're in the basket with people who are trying to extract maximum value, like that's what's causing the friction. That's why the OB people are finding it uncomfortable, and that's why they're having to readjust their position. So every single thing about what OB is doing is totally out of order. I mean, he should even jump from PPP, expect serious revolutionaries to take serious, and go into a Labour Party. And then under Labour Party, he's now trying to say that real revolutionaries within AAC should join him, Sowore should join him, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, going back to just when he was a governor, the way he treated his workers, the way he treated the issue of security, the way he treated myself and all that, and he just failed at every turn. Every time he had an opportunity to be part of the masses and help the masses, he failed. And now, as you said, talking about not probing people who have clearly stolen the Commonwealth. I mean, how much more clearly can you show you're not on the same side as the masses? So that's the problem with Obi. There's no way he can come across as a third force. Where a third force is meant to be the alternative for Nigeria, something that takes you from where you are totally stuck and you are at a loss where to go, and gives you a vision, and then you follow that vision. So somebody like me, I sort of rate somebody like Putin for bringing them from perestroika to where they are now. During perestroika, they were eating from the bins, and right now they produce so much or different things. The workers are well remunerated, they're well rated all over the world, regardless of the the quibbles they're having as brothers between Slavs in Yugoslavia, in Ukraine and Russia. We can just set those things aside. The problem we have with OB is if we don't stand up to them and continue reminding people that there are alternatives to every single thing posture that was has taken. It's good that Sowore said clearly, no, I am going to probe anyone who's stolen money. I mean, if you can be chasing people, at least in America and the UK, who stole 30, 40, 50 years ago, why won't you chase people whose money is still sitting in the bank is still sitting in the Virgin Islands, making profit for somebody who has nothing to do, no connection to Nigeria. Why wouldn't you chase them, try and get that money to be used to produce and improve infrastructure in Nigeria? So definitely, Obi deserves the kind of friction he's getting from us. As for IBB, I mean, there's some people you shouldn't simply associate with. It's so obvious to anyone who knows anything about the history of Nigeria. When you start studying, things all the way back to the coup, all the way back to the struggles for independence or flag independence, whatever was given to us. When you read books by people who have spent time looking at how the Europeans were able to live and still be here, will still be extracting value from the system. You can't say no. I mean, Babangida is somebody who should not be reckoned with at all. If you really want a bright future for Nigeria, Babangida, OBJ, there are people you should just say, please go and sit down. Even if we let you go and don't say you're too old to be dragging with you, just don't get involved at all. We don't need your opinion. Every opinion, every approach that you've taken has sabotaged the well-being and the lives of the masses. I mean, look at what was done by OBJ in OD. Look at what was done by the governor, and he was pretending that he didn't know anything about it in Lagos and SARS. I mean, so as far as we're concerned, we have no choice but to really engage them. With Tinubu, my only issue with him is that he, according to the people that he works with under Nadeko, yes, he has been benevolent, but his benevolence is extracted, is just based on value being extracted from Lagos State. Okay, so you can't prove it, but according to just all the investigation people have done, that's just what he's been doing. And then when it goes back to what potentially happened with the drug business, well, it turns out that it seems that Nigerian leaders who have come to a lot of money, they seem to have been connected one way or another to illegal and illicit drugs. So I'm not really surprised by that. But either way, there's nothing that Tinubu can prefer. There's nothing that Obi or Atiku can prefer that can be as good as ideas that our comrades have. Well-educated people with ideas who got fed up and left Nigeria. They're all people who are connected with Sowore and with the comrades, and they're looking forward to plugging back in. People who are following Obi are just people who are either money bags, or they have access to money bags, or they feel there's an opportunity for them to, since they can't move in with the Tinubu crowd or the Atiku crowd, they can take that third option and go with Obi, and it's still for money. For me, though, just to round up, I'm a conspiracy theorist. My position, as far as I'm concerned, is that Obi is just playing like a game on behalf of his master Atiku, and what he's trying to do is to get as many southern votes as possible, so as to weaken the position of Tinubu, and then he just thinks that we who should be doing that, or who are planning to do that, really have really serious plans for masses, are going to watch him just let him get away with murder. So I'm totally in agreement that we shouldn't give the Obi guys an easy ride at all. We should be countering them at every turn.
Thank you, Michael. I still wonder why you started by saying you hope I can tolerate you. I don't know where you're getting all that from. You just
I said I hope you are allowed.
No, but you see, your submission is nothing. Your submission is just normal for us. That's what we're saying. But thank you so much. That was very very precise, and I really liked it. And one thing that is very very clear, one thing that you said that is very very clear, is the fact that I don't know why people thought we would just fold our arms and watch you. Just like I said before, people have worked hard to bring this generation to the point where they are. You just wake up one day, and I don't know, you just start marching up and down. We'll just be clapping for you. There's room for everybody, oh, but we'll query you now, and you have to come up with answers. You can't just anyone. And you see, one thing I want people who are obedient to be very very careful about. This thing is increasing every day. The questions that are unanswered is increasing. Everyone will talk now, you say, just leave it. Everyone just leave it now, just they go. Why are people always asking? No, we're asking you some legitimate questions. You're not answering. When the thing piles up so much, it will burst and it will be too late. We have 7 months to go. You think in those 7 months, we are not going to ask questions for where? We will continue to ask questions in this how many 7 months, 7 times 30, about 210 days, Abi. We will keep asking those questions, because if we don't, we'll be in serious trouble. We are not fools. How can you? I see you with IBB, and you say it's okay. And if I ask a question, you say I'm attacking you. Which kind of attack be that? I already feel attacked by you going to associate yourself with someone and saying that I cannot talk about it. I already feel, I feel violated. That's the word. I feel my senses are being violated for even, trying to accommodate. People keep saying, why don't you people team up together? Why don't you people join hands? We the progressive. From the word go, that's one thing about Sowore. Sowore takes a stand when it is uncomfortable, when it is not popular. When Sowore took a stand and said, no, I know these people. Look, I am willing to work with everybody, even IBB and Obasanjo. I can work with them as human beings, but come first. Let me ask you 1 or 2 questions. By the time you answer those questions, I will now produce to phase 2. But if we cannot get beyond phase 1, why would I progress with you? When we challenge people and say, come, P2B, what do you think about Atiku? You just said Atiku is a good person. I don't find anything wrong with him. I'm emphasizing these lines. There's nothing wrong with Atiku. In fact, he's my mentor. Can you just go to the dictionary and know that somebody of Obi's level who really understands English, who went to Harvard, knows the meaning of mentor? It is only you who have refused to listen that doesn't understand, think it's a joke. If somebody tells you, sometimes you not believing the person. Somebody tells you, Obi is an Igbo man. There's nothing wrong with an Igbo man being the president of Nigeria. I'm telling you, absolutely anytime in there, nothing wrong with that. But you know me too. In my own way of doing things, I see nothing wrong with anybody from any other tribe in Nigeria, as far as Nigeria is concerned. In fact, as an Igbo man, I'm looking for Biafra, the day Biafra will come. All these ones we are playing inside Nigeria, for me, is let us settle our what do you call it, our commonwealth first. Then we decide what each person does with their own. That's why I'm still talking about Nigeria. But we left Nigeria since, as Sowore will say, a lot of people have left Nigeria in their subconscious. But we ask you some of these questions and you think we are mad. We are not mad. We are not mad. Explain to us why you would say that Atiku is your mentor. We ask you obedient people, say, no, it doesn't mean anything now, just leave it. Okay, we left that one. We've been asking you a lot of questions you're not answering. We finally now asked you, just recently, we see a picture with IBB. We ask, what is your man doing with IBB? He says, it's okay now. IBB has changed. IBB has changed now. It's okay. Can you imagine? So what is your standard now? I'm kind of curious. What's the standard? Don't you see that oil and water cannot blend? Just like my brother was saying here, Fabumi was saying, you can't. You cannot be a nominal politician, everything goes, because that's how you play politics now. It just everything goes. You cannot be that kind of person and also be a revolutionary. It doesn't work. You cannot be a comrade and still be a hardcore politician. No. Remember before, when they were harassing us, we said, we are not running in this thing that we must win by fire, by force. No. African Action Congress, we have a vision for Africa. Not just our vision is beyond Nigeria. We are about fixing Africa for the world. Because let me tell you something. The day Africa gets it right, the day Nigeria gets it right, Africa will be fine. The day Africa is fine, the whole world will be fine. I'm telling you the truth. So that's where we are heading. We're not thinking about just, when we're saying that, we don't care if we win or lose. Nobody was saying that. When Peter Obi came down from PDP, he started saying, I'm not running to win. I'm just running for the Nigerian masses. Just yesterday, Peter Obi's running mate. I'm not saying this slogan belongs to the Omoyele Sowore. But why must it be everything that our comments have been saying, our slogans, our idiosyncrasies, everything that have been said, that's exactly what you adopted. You're like a copycat. And people only copy something that is good, but give us some credit. That's what we're saying. You want us to come to you and trust you, but you don't even tell people the truth about us. How can I trust you? Peter Obi's running mate is now saying, you cannot stop an idea whose time has come. Isn't that laughable? That, like, how does it make you feel when you hear that kind of a thing? It's not Sowore that invented it, but there are 1,000,001 other things that are out there. Why don't you just adopt another? Why don't you be original for once? Just be original. Apart from all the other groups that you can form, you have to come close and form take. You didn't see another one but take. You didn't see another one but eat. You didn't see another word but back. 3 words. You had to the same. Take it back. Take back Niger. How? Why that close? It's because you know, you accept, you know the power, but you reject it, or you go and paint people to think that it's like the white man came to Africa and said we are hidden, we worship idols, we are whatever, we are not. We are what do they call us? Fetish, pagans. But you carried all our primitive technology was able to provide, and you took it back and you put it in your museums and you write fantastic things about them and you charge people money. You, with all your technology and all your intelligence and all your brain, you charge people money to come and see what my great-grandfather did with their crude technology. So the same way you see us in AAC, you see us in Take It Back movement, you see Omoyele Sowore, you know that we are good. You know we've done damn well in sensitizing people immobilizing people. You come, you take our ideology, take our slogans, you copy our names, but then you trash us, and you think we'll just keep quiet. You think we'll just keep quiet? No, no. Um, Neighbor, you said the network is not very clear. Check your side. I don't think anything is anything uh, anything is wrong. Does anybody see anything wrong with my network? Let me know. I think it's clear from here. My waveband is high. So please, if anybody has any problem, let me know. So it's I think people underestimated what we are capable of doing. I don't hate anybody. We are just who we are. This is what we've been for the past 3 years after Buhari came into power. We have kept, in fact, of course, AAC, African Action Congress, was born 4 years ago, but we have continued to be that other force. People are asking for the third force, fourth force. Where was this force when Buhari was ruling Nigeria? Who was protesting? Who went out to the barricades? You heard Kunle Wiseman talk about when there was a threat that if you come out for protest, you'll be shot at sight. Letters, did you forget that letters were written by DSS to parents asking them to hold back their children from going out to protest? Using all kinds of state-sponsored intimidation. Who were the ones that came out? It was the Revolution Now movement. It was Omoyele Sowore. It was fellow comrades that came out. And the police carried out their threats. They went after them. They beat them up with clubs, wounded them, broke their arms, knocked them up. Omoyele Sowore refused. His nose was broken. He refused again. They shot a tear gas canister at point blank. Do you know the force with which that thing comes out? At point blank. But they still continued. Now you're telling us about third force. Third force, you can be third force now, but not just overnight. Do something. Let's see what you can do. Do something. I'm still the floor is still open. I see some of you are still there. Request for, actually, you know what? I'll just go ahead and make it easy for you guys. And let me remove some people, and I'll go back and help you. If you wanna talk, please go ahead. Either accept the request or send for request to be a speaker, and I'll let you speak. Now let me go back to the internet and see what people are saying. Someone says it was interesting to actually read comments. Someone says, Chidi, it's not by chance they are talking your AAC schools. They are mocking your AAC party. That's why. By the way, when are you going to hide the part of MNK as much as you do for sure? Yeah, you see, that's the problem with people, and that is out of ignorance. Why don't you go and say this outside and let other people respond to you? But I mean, I respect the fact that you are on our channel. I will only advise you to be more consistent on our channel, okay? Our channel, we defend anybody whose human rights is being abused. The same way we talk about Sowore, the same way we talk about Mazina Kano, the same way we talk about Sunday Boho. It depends on what is going on. So I want to forgive your ignorance again, respectfully, but it is not true. Someone says, Chidi, what did it say? Chidi, Your Oga is one of the people that campaigns for the bad government. Tell yourself the truth. Again, huge ignorance that I see there, and we can either ignore that or speak to it. And I will tell you, like every other person, Augustine, St. David, why don't you show us how my Oga campaigned for the bad government? But let me, every opportunity we have, try to teach people. You see, you are probably not, you don't have the time to research. You have not been online as long as so many people to know the truth. But it's okay. It doesn't matter when you wake up. That could be your morning, as they say in the Igbo proverb. But what you should do is take time to research. And let me tell you what Omoyele Sowore did. Omoyele Sowore, because probably you were not active then, maybe, I don't know how old you are, but I'm just giving you history because you need information. So what happened was, during the time of Yaradua, who was president of Nigeria, he became very sick and he actually died in UK, but he was being supported through it was on a life support on a machine. Okay, it was put on life support, and when you're on life support, you'll be breathing. Okay, you'll be breathing just like you're sleeping. You're in a coma, induced. It's coma, induced coma. So your brain is dead. All they need to do is turn off the machine and then you go. But his wife, Turaya, or Turaya or Turaki, and other people, the cabal in the government then pretended that the man was alive and they brought him dead to Nigeria in life support. The only person who revealed this was Omoyele Sowore and Sahara reporters. I'm going to prove to you how Sahara report, how you, and after that, I want you to come up with your own argument to prove me wrong. If Omoyele Sowore had not revealed that Yaradua was dead, you will not know. Nobody will know. It will be concealed. He actually went to the Nigerian house and they were streaming live. When the news broke out, they hurriedly had to leave UK because UK government cannot entertain that. You cannot, the doctor cannot say that somebody is dead and you'll be there masquerading that it's not dead. So they had to leave UK immediately because Sahara reporters had broken the story. And of course, Sowore has his ways of doing things. He sent somebody there, and it was being streamed live. He got a recording of people packing. They took him with ambulance because he's been discharged from the hospital. He's dead now. They took everything to the Nigerian house in London, and from there, in an ambulance, they left to the airport, and of course they came with the presidential jet. Sowore, with his intelligence, followed the flight because it is easy. A lot of people don't know. You can track the movement of every plane in the world as long as you know the serial number of that plane. He tracked the plane and he already sent somebody to the airport. Many people didn't know. All they saw at the airport was the light went off. The whole light in the airport was turned off when that plane landed. Nobody will be able to see anything. And the plane taxied to the presidential wing. Omoyele Sowore followed it and brought the ambulance. If you go and watch that film, it's dark because all the lights were switched off. They now put him in an ambulance and took him to Aso Villa. Nobody was allowed to see him. Sowore did not stop. Who was he trying to fight for? Goodluck Jonathan. He said there is no reason why the vice president, Goodluck Jonathan, your Goodluck Jonathan, should not be the president. Him and Dora Akunyele, I've said this 1,000 times on my show. At the end of the day, he fought and fought until Jonathan was allowed to assume the position of interim president when the president was incapacitated. When they finally now agreed that he was dead, they buried him. Jonathan became the president. Jonathan appreciated, listen carefully, So when you're defending, you do not go and be defending somebody who is not even against the person that you're against. Jonathan called Sowore and appreciated and thanked him, and even offered him a job in government, and Sowore refused. These are facts. You may not know it. I don't think you know it, because if you knew, you will not be arguing. You're learning. So I hope you have your pen and paper and you are able to go and research. Sowore refused the overtures from Jonathan. No, I'm fine. I didn't do it because of you. I did it because of the citizens of this country. And Jonathan climbed and became the president. So why don't you go around saying Sowore is the one that made Jonathan president? Because he would actually, you'll be right when you said that he, through his Sahara reporters, investigative reporting, was able to make sure that Jonathan became the president of Nigeria. He started watching Jonathan like he had done with Obasanjo, like he has done with IBB, like he did with Abacha, like he did with Shonekon. And look at how many of these names were Yoruba people. And even Sowore is Ijo Yoruba, Jonathan is even Ijo, but he helped him, and you don't think about it. Now, when Jonathan started misbehaving, how did we know Jonathan was misbehaving? The president came and said, I can no longer run this government. I'm overwhelmed. I have Boko Haram in my cabinet. They don't tire me. He started attacking him. He started showing his ministers who were stealing. Maybe when we say money was stolen, some of you like to argue, but don't you see the result of the money that was stolen? Don't you see it today in everything that is going on? So, hold on, I have a request. Let's add this person. Awesome. I have a very good person here as a speaker. I'm going to come back to you, United. It's good to see you here. So when Jonathan now became the president, he didn't complain. And when Jonathan started misbehaving, the same Sowore, whose standard does not change, whether you are from his mother's or his father's village, whether you are his brother, his friend, anybody you are, the worst thing you can expect from Sowore is to defend you when you are committing evil. He will not do that. His standard for fighting injustice is above his friendship with you. You are his friend when you are fair, when you are just, when you love humanity, then you are his friend. So he continued to write against Jonathan. You know what APC did? So now there's PDP. PDP even gave up. PDP couldn't do anything for Jonathan. PDP was dead. How do I know? Because when Ifeanyi Ubah, who was not a member of PDP, came up with the transformation ambassadors of Nigeria, I joined, because we felt everywhere was boring. And there was this attack against Jonathan. We said, no, let us try to rejig the whole place. Let us try to create awareness. Let people be fair, their judgment of politicians and their treatment of Jonathan and everybody. That was what rekindled interest in PDP that time. That was the only thing that helped PDP and helped Jonathan to even prop up his head, because he was finished. He wasn't sure that finished him. His ministers, people in his cabinet were stealing, were raping Nigeria. Now, APC would go to Sahara reporters and collect the truths that Sahara reporters was publishing. It is there for everybody. Sowore's job was to publish the truth. He never supported APC. How come for years not even one single person has produced an article that Sowore was supporting Buhari? No single article has shown Sowore advertising for APC, and yet you continue to bandy this your wrong narrative just to achieve whatever aim you think you have. So anyways, finally, Jonathan and PDP fell at the amount of evidence against them. And instead of you blaming PDP for not being able to counter what was being said about them, and of course, if it was the truth, it was the truth. So if they lost based on the weight of truth against them, it wasn't even about Buhari. It was that anybody that came, that person would have won Jonathan. And that's how Buhari won. So I don't know what basis upon which you're standing to say it was Sowore that brought Jonathan, that brought Buhari. Are you blaming Sowore for being truthful? Are you blaming Sowore for reporting the truth? You didn't blame him when he reported about Yaradua. You didn't blame him when he reported that Jonathan should be made the president. But you're blaming him for when he was saying that there were people robbing the country. United, I don't know if your network is stable, but please, can you United? I'm actually going to invite you to co-host if you're able. But if any of you is able to, please go ahead and unmute your mic and say something. Like I told you guys, today is my first time of doing a Twitter space. I'm not an expert in it, so I'm learning. And I see people like United. These people are gurus in this thing, and we come to sit at their feet to learn. So United, I'm excited to see you on this space. I unfortunately had issues when I started and I lost the first link, but I still went ahead to do this. So United, you unmute your mic and please say something. Let us understand why everybody thinks it is okay that someone like P2B is hobnobbing with IBB, and why everybody is suddenly excited that stories about Tinubu is coming out now, when Omoyele Sowore told these stories 10 years ago. Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, depending where we are spacing from. Thank you very much, Dr. Chidi. I was actually on the first space for I don't know what happened after the space crash. I was already on the space co-hosting. So I didn't even know. I think this space has been on since then. The few minutes I spent there, it's kind of educating, to be honest, because I'm very, very interested in this issue of Yaradua's death, and how Harry Potter were able to get the exclusive information of the whole thing. So actually, since morning, I've been on the timeline. I don't know if you ever come across any of my tweets this morning, trying to educate our brothers who I feel like I've been trying possible best to warn them about what bettered Buhari in 2015, how a lot of Nigerians were misled. So to be honest, Dr. Chidi, I actually don't think there's much to say again. I just come here because we were actually deliberating with Rotimi how to have you on a space so that we discuss most of these things. I'm just here to learn from you, probably pick one or two so that we could use it for defense on the timeline, because there's been a lot of attack. I regard those attacks as a smear attack, because I can't imagine someone posting a video. I think video that Harry Potter even posted. I think Harry Potter was the one that posted the video in 2015. Where a journalist who perhaps was coming out of the collation centers, and the supporters and the admirers were embracing him, and he kind of rejoiced with his supporters and the admirers, and they left the space, but people are
carrying it around today that, you know, the funniest thing is that people are justifying Sowore, a journalist who had the stag on, to a candidate who is going around to meet the generals, coup plotters, and people who has edged who has held this country in this mess. So that's why sometimes I just feel like people just wanna do what a lot of people have made up their mind. But my prayer is that before the election time, they could see the true color of the man they are following. See, this is not even about me being a supporter of being a supporter of Sowore or not. Even if I'm not supporting Sowore, if I'm not in the Sowore camp before now, and I watch clips of Sowore on YouTube, I listen to his interview, and how a man, every time, he doesn't just answer questions, he gives you the solution of how this country needs to be fixed. In fact, had they been the government of APC, had they been smart enough by now, we should be seeing a working Nigeria, because we have been around since 2017, giving these people clues, giving them expo, but since they are too lazy to tap into some of the ideas, and this is why I believe that Peter Obi, who has been part of these people since 2019, served as the advisor to Jonathan before he was later appointed as the chairman sec, and there's few months to Buhari government he was sacked. Who have been part of these people who was part of the Jonathan administration that failed Nigerians, and somehow went in bed with his master, who are the privatizer, the people who privatize everything in this country, and still posting on television that is going to privatize the whole thing left, and you went in as a VP to him in 2019, but just because you could not have your way this time around, you decided to form. So the difference is actually clear, Dr. Chidi. The difference is clear. There's no ideology in this other side, but this is a man who has held firm to his ideology, who believes in process, and is not ready to jump from one vehicle to one vehicle. So I feel like if we're actually serious in this country, like if we actually mean business, if we're actually serious about the new Nigeria, like if this the youth awakening change is real, I feel like Nigerians should watch more of these two people personality, watch more of their clips, read their manifesto, and discuss with people. I don't think anyone will be willing to vote for Peter Obi instead of so. To be honest with you, I don't think among the old candidate. And Dr. Chidi, do you know the funniest part? A lot of even Peter Obi, a large number of them, they so believe that so they would do it. Well, the question I usually ask them is that then why are you turning the deaf ear? They say because it doesn't have the card. So I feel like a lot of people are just following the card, to be honest. But I just hope that we don't make the same mistake that we made with Buhari in 2015. So I hope Nigerians and the youths would wake up on time. Thank you very much, Dr. Chidi, for giving me your platform to air my opinion. Like I said, I will be here to learn more. To be honest, the last 5 minutes after I joined, your story around the yard of it, even though I have a little knowledge of it, at least I got because all of us were wondering how suddenly the light at the airport went off, and how the video leaked, how the video was able to leak out. So I think I've been able to get more knowledge today. Thank you very much, Dr.
United, you are just being very, you're trying to be over humble. I'm coming here to learn from you. You say you're coming to learn from me. Please. That's when I started the Twitter space this morning. I didn't even know that the Twitter crashes. I don't know what I did. The whole thing just went off. I started the second time, it went on. I thought they were attacking me. That's what I thought. Yeah, see, Teve Teve, not Teva. Usu, please turn on your mic and say something.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm a very good supporter of Sowore. Like even last election, I voted for Sowore. It just happens that we didn't get to like win it. Most times when people are talking about like the youths, like why are they? I feel like why are they not rooting for someone like Sowore? I mean, that's the best person you can channel your energy to. If you want to channel your energy to like people like Peter Obi, I mean, they're from the same characters. All these people are still from the same roots. Why are people not rooting for someone that has never been in the system? You get like he just knows how these people run their shady stuff. I think for me that's like the best person, and that's why I've been rooting for like Sowore all the time. And funny enough, and how I found this channel, I just went to like a space pattern and I searched for Sowore because I was looking for a space where I could like join to hear more about Sowore because it just happens to be that not somebody that gets to trend all the time. You don't get to hear much about him. I don't know, maybe it's because of the publicity or I don't know. But funny enough, when you just talk about Sowore, everybody's like he's an activist, he cannot be president. I don't know. So, but then I've been listening to your story for like since when I joined, and I think I'm learning some things so that in case somebody asks me like, okay, why are you rooting for Sowore now? And most times when I say I'm rooting for Sowore because I've seen him fight for one or two things, and I saw a video like where when it was time for like this MKO Abiola stuff, when he was protesting and stuff like that. Although I don't have much stories. I have some group chats that I joined and some members of AAC that like I joined. That was like the former election 2019. So I was joining some groups so I could learn more about this Sowore guy because to me, um, among all the candidates I've seen, even last election, that's just the guy that goes with me. So I don't really have much to say. I'm just here to listen and that's
Okay. Sorry. Teva, I mean Teva, like Dr. Judy pronounced it. We've actually been having space because as I speak with you, there's a space going on discussing we're criticizing Atiku, Peter Obi, and other. I see the writing, so that's the place we're having, and that's why I've not been able to come on here. So we've been having spaces. I just followed you, please. Can you follow back? We've been able to counter most of the allegation here, and we've been able to force the AAC and Sowore narrative back to the conversation because, to be honest, when the whole Twitter conversation first started, it first looked like people are trying to take most of our glories and silence it. But today we've been able to, from one spaces to another, even on the obedient camp, we've been able to force the AAC.
Hello, we lost you. The night.
Am I audible now?
Okay, yes, you're back.
Okay, what I'm saying is that, to be honest, so the whole online conversation, I think we are doing average now, or if I wouldn't want to say we are doing better because there is a lot to improve on. But I feel like now, see, we have done online canvassing since 2019. Like in 2019, we had the most engagement online. So I feel like the team are now doing more more of trying to establish structure across the 36 states. The team are now doing more of online work, sorry, offline work. I mean, so but still we are trying to, we're having conversation online here, to be honest. So I just followed you that whenever we have the space, you could get the notification. As I speak with you, we have about 60 people on the space now discussing. I'm just trying to send the message to the co so that we could join this one, because I just trust Dr. Chidi so that we could pick one or two from his pool of knowledge. Thank you, Tebe.
Yeah, and just to reemphasize, and you know me, I say it as it is. The same thing I will say before you, the same thing I will say behind you. You, in particular, unite, and some of your team, a lot of you guys, I thank you for the immense job that you did. You actually came on a rescue mission, because just like when Mazen Namdekano was renditioned, you know, everywhere was quiet. People didn't know what to do. I know how then. That's why when I see what Simon, the stupid things he's doing right now, it just amazes me. How I was able to call him up, and I called my Gundari, and we had a show, and that show gave people some enthusiasm and some hope to continue. That's what you guys have done, and you've done very well, because it is very important that we do things like this. People, there was the wave, and you see the mistake people are making. The mistake people are making is, and Dr. Damages sent me something. I think he spread it all over the place. He said Charlie Boy said that Obi is a response to something. I think I can go back to his and tell you exactly what he told me. And I'm gonna have Charlie Boy on my show maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday. But what is, and I wanted to explain. Okay, it's not showing up. But he was trying to say that.
Yeah. Is YouTube's YouTube page or Twitter?
No. You mean Dr. Damages?
Yeah, no. You show. You say you are going to have Charlie Boy.
Yes, I'm talking with. He'll be somewhere on Sunday. So when he comes back, I don't know. I'm just trying to. You know, you guys are the gurus on Twitter, but I want to make sure that we also have more engagement on Twitter. So what I'm doing right now is I'll be streaming on all my platforms. Like right now, I'm on YouTube as I'm on Twitter too. So whichever one is easy for him, I would have it. In fact, I will do it on all the platforms. So even if it's on YouTube, I'll let people listen on Twitter and other places. But it will also be nice to bring him back to talk with us on Twitter. Okay. Hello.
We're actually planning to have our governorship gubernatorial candidate from the Taraba candidate on space today as well. But I think he's got some engagement to attend to. So
okay, it's all right. Just let me know what we have to do is exactly what you guys are doing. You guys came up to rescue the space, and you're doing a fantastic job of it. I'm just coming to also lend my own help to what is happening. It is important that we set the facts are right. Let us just straighten things. Nobody has anything against you following anybody that you want to follow. But you see, when you do things out of fear, when you do things out of timidity, that's the one that I cannot understand. They cross under my skin. Okay, yeah, I seen the statement by Rudolph Okonkwo, Dr. Dara. It says P2B is a symbol of change. Now, what he means is that it's not really about P2B. It could have been anybody. The people are fed up, and they're just looking for something, just something to carry that, to express their disappointment, their anger. Just like during the time of Jonathan, when there was so much corruption from Jonathan's ministers, and as long as they allowed it, he was culpable. People could have voted for a snake, a dog, anything. So it wasn't about Buhari. It was that give us any other thing but Jonathan. Now, in this time of Buhari, they are like, give us anything but Buhari. But you see, the thing that is making people like us a little bit upset and not happy with the Obi team, because we're not timid, we call names, is that when you came to this space, you come into this space and you're being mischievous. You know exactly what the people wanted. We are the ones that were telling them our revolution, telling them about revolution. We are the ones that were organizing them into a movement. We were the ones that were calling ourselves comrades. We were in opposite. We were in the other side of the agreement bar. We are in total disagreement with the government of the day. We organized ourselves as comrades. We did NSAS together. All of a sudden, while we were doing NSAS, so you people were on your side, laughing at us, calling us the enemies of the government, calling us enemies of the establishment, making sure that you denounce what we're doing, using police and the military to try to disrupt what we're doing, making us unpopular, calling us ruffians and whatever name you try to rascals. But we continue doing what we're doing. We were the only true resistance that the government had. We were the true opposition of the government. Was PDP even opposing APC? Maybe all of them are the same thing. Now, when you came into that space that we held active for 3 years with our sweat, with our blood, with our money, with volumes of tear gas that we took, with some of us still in prison. Today, I saw they were still talking about Oyo 11, Ondo 12. This person, people are locked up all over the place. You come to that space, and the best you could do is to just come and become very crafty, adopt the name that was already there. Take Back Nigeria, where there was Take It Back movement. Ballot Revolution, where there was revolution now. Oh, it is a movement. Then you start answering comrades. And for all of this, if you were sincere, how come for one day you didn't even open your mouth to say, I appreciate what the comrades who have been in this place have done so far? You're looking for money from us. From where? Money when we were busy fighting for our party. Money when we were jumping from one prison to the other prison. You're looking for money from us when we didn't even know whether we could leave Abuja. We just got our party 40 days to the deadline for INEC. Do you know what it takes? Money when some of us have not even seen our families for years. That's not what you begin to talk about. But you kind of went by the side, collected everything that we had, then went and showed it to the people and now using cloth to cover us so that we won't talk. We will talk, and people are beginning to hear. And people are beginning to say, do you know some people, because some youths, they never cared. Some people that are just becoming politically aware, they didn't know what was happening. They just heard Peter be obedient. That's the only thing out there. They invented revolution. They invented movement. They invented take it back, Nigeria. But because of what people like United are doing, because of what people like a lot of other people, including Larry, I see you. I'm going to let you talk soon. Because of all of these things that they're doing, people are beginning to say, oh my God, I didn't know that these things existed. United was now saying that he came here and he was listening to my story. You see, I wish people had a chance, and that's why we keep doing what we're doing. We're going to tell you these stories, and we don't make the story very straight, because sometimes when you hear, you're like, how is that possible? How was he able to know that Yaradua left London and he followed him? Did he drive jets? Do you know how much money he has to pay to know? Because when the presidential aircraft or Air Force, whatever, left England, it's on a secret mission. Nobody will know. But I just told you today how, Sowore is the funniest character you can ever encounter. One day we are talking. If Sowore will describe for you how he got a story, if the person that they wrote the story about them knew how he got the story, that person will go and start crying. It doesn't, bros, only my laptop, all the office, it was his laptop he was doing all these things from. Today you heard that he was able to track the plane because all he had to do was immediately he saw that they left, he just went and scrambled. You can do that. You can do it. Is public information. You can know the serial number of the presidential jet of Muhammadu Buhari. You can know the serial number. In fact, if I was doing only YouTube, I will go online and I will tell you where Muhammadu Buhari's plane is parked right now. I'm telling you, you can know that. Once it takes off, you will see it. Like when you're flying, they will show you where the thing is at, and when you will see it flying, and you will know when it will land, and you will see that it has landed. That's all that Sowore did. He didn't spend money to do that. That's how you know a very good investigative journalist. So that's why we have to keep saying these things. Now, when people hear it, they're like, come on, how come these people didn't tell us? Yeah, go and ask them why they didn't tell you. What were they afraid of? If they come with open hands, they say when you go to equity, you go with clean hands. If you really came with clean hands, why are you afraid? Why are you really afraid? And then you want us to trust you. No. If you're going to and you see, what if we had quickly gone into alliance with maybe P2B? What will be happening right now? Then if he's our spokesman, if he says that Tinubu is his mentor, that means Tinubu is Sowore's mentor. Because all of you who are with P2B, Tinubu is your mentor. That means when he sits with IPB, can you imagine Omoyele Sowore having to now accept that IBB? Do you know what it means for Sowore to now say that that IBB is now a good person, is now a repentant person, or that Obasanjo did well? See, Sowore will be dead before he says that. I'm telling you. Anyway, Okoye, I have you here. Okoye, please go ahead and unmute yourself and speak. Okoye, can you unmute yourself and speak? And I also have, Knight, you're here.
Hello, everyone. I want to appreciate you, Dr. Shidi. I've been looking forward to something like this because when people continue to spread lies on spaces, it will continue to ring in people's minds and it will turn to something else and people will start believing all these lies. So I really appreciate this. I was on another platform recently with United as well. We were discussing something related to this. So I just want to say that it's high time that the youth would have to decide if really we want the real progress or we just want to stay with the status quo. Because it's evident in everything what we are seeing right now. People that they look up to, we see them going back to the same oppressors who destroyed the country. And people who really fought for democracy, they don't want to do anything with them. So I think Nigerian youths have to really decide what they want now. Because if we miss it in the coming election, it's another 16 years of pain, of suffering. So I really appreciate you, Shidi. Thank you.
Thank you so much. These are also one of my mentors. I'm watching you guys. I'm learning. I sit at your feet. I always join whatever you guys are doing because I'm new to these spaces and I'm willing. And you see why I'm fired up, why I really am interested in coming is because of all this that is happening. We will continue doing this. It's just there for people to learn. If you want to learn, you learn. If you don't want to learn, tomorrow you're not going to accuse us of because it's just like when we talk about any situation right now, people say, you were there, what did you do? And when you tell them what you did, and they see that what you did was actually either proactive or you did a very good job to try to save the day, they suddenly abandon it. I think truth is actually difficult for people to handle. And I'm talking about every other person who has chosen to try to discredit Omoyele Sowore, run him down, twist the narrative to make it look like what it's not. That is absolutely wrong. And what I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to watch the times when United, you guys are on. I would not come live. I'll make sure I choose a time when you guys are not on, because I want to participate in what you're doing, and I want you guys to come to what I'm doing, and we want to be all over the place. All we're saying is just lay your cards on the table. We must hold ourselves accountable. Maybe because I'm a professional, that's why I do this. Let me tell you something. I had my practice in a Sowore in Abuja, and I was doing this job for this man. You know what what our client told? Ask my wife. We run our company then in Abuja. We're fixing this man's house, and I had some people working for the man. Do you know what the man came there and he said, "You people, do you know why I will not even talk to you? Because just watch what will happen when Chidi comes back." He didn't want to correct them. He just kept quiet, and he wanted to use that to. So now this was a test for me and my workers. I didn't know what this man had said, and my worker didn't that time. Now we phone there everywhere. That time, only very few people had mobile phone. All those mobile phone that not it's not Nokia. I forgot, but that you flip. When I came back, immediately I came back, this guy was hiding in one corner. He didn't even come to meet me. And then I just sparked. I said, "What the hell are you guys doing? Bring it down." He said, "Oh God," but I said, "Bring everything down." The guy just stepped out and said, "What did I tell you? I know Chidi." So that's exactly what we're doing now. We must be able to hold ourselves accountable. We must be able to just be vulnerable. We throw ourselves and say, ask us every question. We tackle everybody. It doesn't care whether you people think the person is a pope. We will tackle you. All we want is bring your superior argument. And immediately you floor me with your superior argument. It will be obvious to everyone. It's not secret. It's out in the open. Sowore ate money. Bring your facts. Sowore is so terrible. Bring your facts. My person is better. Bring your facts. Right now, as I speak to you, Sowore is my person. Sowore is the best candidate there is for Nigeria. But Nigeria may actually not have him. But that's the truth. You see, we're able to tell ourselves the truth. We may not even win the election. But you see, we don't live for election cycles. You have to understand. Why do you think we continue to be active? Did you ever see PDP organize anything throughout all the time that Muhammad Buhari was? Did you hear anything about PDP? Show me PDP office that was active. Show me, maybe they have a structure in every local government. Show me which PDP office was. Did you even know where they rent the offices just for the election? After that, that's it. But we continued. Who was doing the protests? Who was doing seminars? Who was being locked up? Who was going to prison to release people? Even his own enemies. Because our mission is more than an election cycle. It's not about winning. Let me tell you, I asked somebody, what do you have to say about a P2B meeting with IBB? He says, come on now, this is politics. He has to go to everybody and, listen to them, massage their ego, so that he will now win the election. I said, so you are willing to do anything just to win. You just define what your mission is. And that's a clear separation of ideology between us and you. No. If we are going to win on our own terms. And it is clear. It is clear our agenda has never changed. We have not jumped from one party to another party. That's why it's easy for us to just tell you who we are. Chidi is Chidi, I'm me. What the best you can expect from me is to be Chidi. That is it. It's either you want me with my whole baggages or you don't want me at all. Don't teach me, don't act. Some people come here and say, tell your friend Sowore to change. Please, Sowore, may you never change. May you be where you are. And even better, not to change. Why did you change? Or you accept him. Did you know the funny thing is the same people who are trying to win an argument with you, guess where they go to for reference? They will go and pull a publication from Sahara Reporters and they'll go and tell me, just because, people, just because they want to discredit you, they don't want to give you credit, they will leave they will leave Sahara Reporters and they will go to Vanguard, only to go to Vanguard and say that they will say as was published by Sahara Reporters. You understand? So I'm saying all this to let you guys know that we will continue to do what we're doing. We are not, you see what's happening right now. You see how the tables are turning. You see, you don't like to accept it, but you see what's happening. Maybe when it started, everybody was shouting, obedient, just be obedient, just be obedient. You ask, just forget it and be obedient, just forget it and be obedient. Today, what did we tell you about Labour Congress? They say Labour Party is selling Nigerian Labour Congress, that you cannot control us. It is not you that will determine for us. Come on now. What are you saying? Oh, you just come from another place. You come to a ready-made house. The people give you chair for parlor. You forget that there's... Let me laugh in Jakarta. Oh, sorry. See me, I say I'm not used to this thing. I see people raising their hand. Larry, let me give you a chance to talk and then I'll come back to United. Larry, sorry, I didn't see you. Go ahead. Say something.
I was actually enjoying what you were saying. Now, just to add to that, we have always said something from the Sowore camp, from the AAC camp, from the Revolution Now camp, from the Take It Back movement camp. The only thing that have been keeping us moving is because we have not associated ourselves with all these corrupt people. A picture of this guy came out, Ibrahim, IBB, yesterday. Now, let me tell you something. At the cost of us trying to get to power, let us not forget that we need to I would like to wipe away the corrupt system that have been in power. And if we want to associate with everybody, we want to be with everybody, we want to collect things with everybody that have been in power, we are never going to make it right. Even if we get to that same power, we are not going to work for the people. The only way we can be able to work for the people is for us to be different, for us not to associate with people that are in power. Now, a lot of people are making claims and a lot of conversation going on that, hey, Sowore this, Sowore that, Sowore that. See, you can try as much as possible to rewrite truth, but you can never change truth. Truth is always there. If you like, go and bring publication from Punch newspaper. That same Punch newspaper you are bringing publication to, the Punch newspaper will write you and will tell you he copied the publication from Sahara Reporters. If you like, say Sowore does not have experience, but the democracy, the people that have experience that are enjoying today, it was the same Sowore that fought for that same democracy. So what other experience do you need? And the same democracy that they are rubbish today, the same Sowore fought for it when we are there during those periods of time. It's high time we know what we want as Nigeria. As for me, I've chosen one of the most difficult tasks, which is to try as much as possible to be at the side of it. Let me tell you something. Had they been Sowore join Labour Party, as of when they were calling him to join Labour Party. Me personally, I would delete Sowore number, even remove myself with everything that involved Take Back Movement, ANC, Revolution Now, and anything that got to do with Sowore. And that is how other 20,000 people out there that are actually doing the same thing for this thing. We are not there because of money. We are there because we love our people and we believe he has the same idea with him. It's not just about rented accommodation when we have food to eat in the house that we are paying. Establish ourselves even before now. We know what we want. We know what our people want. We have been on the street with the same people that have been suffering. You can just come out and blackmail or say a lot of things that doesn't sound well. See, this is the first time I'm actually saying being more emotional about this state. So many of us I will tell you straight that I've rejected some Twitter jobs that will pay a lot of money to me because of my integrity. I can't stand it. If the next generation come up and ask me, Larry, why did you have to do this? What will I tell them? Because of money? You're putting money over integrity? Are we blind?
Thank you,
Larry.
Larry.
Lost our conscience? Do we know? We don't know where we are going anymore. We need to think as Nigerians. We need to capitalize and we need to discover, tell ourselves, this is what I want. No amount of money that is going to bring to the table that will change it.
Thank you so much, Larry. Thank you so much. Thank you. United, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you once again, Doctor. Actually, you see, this is where ideology comes in. So, I was having conversation. I'm so happy now that you just said it's not even about us winning the election that we'll see the air and you try to.
Sorry, I'm losing you.
Sorry, and you spoke about how PDP has been a useless opposition. Okay, this morning one person tried to make jest of me and saying we will not win. And I told him that it's not a matter of winning, but if I can be a useful opposition better than PDP in government, like I said that if I can be a useful operator, if I can be useful as an opposition better than PDP as a ruling party, say I will be okay. That was what I told him, right? Because we either would like it or not, in the last few years now, AAC has been the only opposition party in Nigeria.
Sure.
And not because of AAC, these people by now, every day they will have sold the country until they are changed. So honestly, when I saw David Udeni report yesterday, when everyone were carrying the report, and I was just like, what's this? If you check on my timeline, I think I've been doing more than 40 people on that. All of them are just screwing rubbish. Okay, we had a street day first day again. There was a lady that came on the space. She's a Dr. Sinari. So she was like, she's not aware that the lady is the first person to have the report. When I now show him the report on the Sowore reporter, and she read, and you know what? She confessed that this report looked almost like this is where they copied everything.
Of course.
Because as she chief here, I mean, she confessed. She's a big person, with a very strong big person. But she confessed and said, so reporter has something like this. But why are you not pushing it? Because this thing look like they copy it from there. So and the guy was foolish enough, could not even reference where you get your
exactly. That's the point. That's what I don't like.
Very arrogant and
suspicious.
I don't know, very corny like this.
United. United, sorry to cut you. Do you know what I didn't like about that? When he was being interviewed, it's not right. He said, what motivated me is like when somebody builds a toy plane. Those days they will interview somebody, a boy that built toy plane, and they'll ask him what he says. I hope that I'll be able to build the one that can fly. I just say, go and sit down. So it was like, what motivated me is that in the past 20 years, no single newspaper or online newspaper has spoken about it. That was so unfair. He didn't even say anything about Sowore. And if you go and see the space that Pearl did, I came there. I was just trying to be politically correct. I thanked David, say he did a good job. I'm glad with what is happening to our people. That even though I know it's Sowore that did that report first, I just skipped over it and left. They just didn't even. She would normally comment about everybody. They just let it slide.
Doctor, you came on. Were you on the news?
I was on this. That is what motivated me to come and do this space, because I saw 6,000 something people, and this was going on and on and on for hours. It only showed me one thing. Listen, two issues were at stake there: the issue of ignorance and the issue of mischief. Now, ignorance from we have a lot of new first-time voters this time around. A lot of people who just woke up from voter apathy. This is their first time of being physically active. We have a lot of them. So they didn't even know anything about all this news. They've shut off from the news. Like Nigeria is even here, like in Canada, I know people who, since they entered here, they don't want to hear anything about Nigeria. No news, nothing. Now, those people, I saw them on that Twitter space of over 6,000 people. The rest of the other people are people who they have selective amnesia. They are suffering from amnesia, but it's selective. So they suddenly forgot about Sowore, suddenly forgot about Sahara Reporter, suddenly forgot where they heard the news the first time. Somebody that, okay, how did we know Sowore is living in New York? Chicago is Chicago is even not far from New York. Sowore went to that place by himself with his leg. He went to the university. You never even said anything about that. Yes, we were showing all the. It's like you take a story. Let me tell you what David did. He took a story. Now I say, United does Twitter. Somebody says United does Twitter space. Me, I now come talk about it. I said United does Twitter. This is the definition of Twitter. I'll go and bring screenshot of Twitter and say this is how you start a Twitter space. Then I'll come back to David and I'll now come back to United. I said United uses a coat of arm. Now a coat of arm, I'll now put picture of coat of arm and talk about Nigeria coat of arm. Then I'll now come back. That's what you just did. Just putting records from this, but it doesn't take away that somebody sat down and wrote about the story. What people who do not have anything to hide, people who are not mischievous, what they do is they say that, first of all, you give credit to whom credit is due. Then you talk about what you added to the story. This story will never be exhausted. Anybody can come out with their own version, but anytime you shy away from giving somebody credit, there is another ulterior motive that you have. Sorry, I cut you off there.
Thank you very much for that brilliant information, Doctor. You see, I'm actually not voting him because I don't just know, even though he has had some couple of articles that made him, I still don't follow him because and having listened to him on Spaces in the last few weeks, I happened to I saw him as someone who is arrogant and full of himself, and that is why I'm not surprised that he used to reference his source of information. But it's unfortunate that Nigeria there's no law on
plagiarism, if not obviously what he did is he went too far. Not even you know that this media again. I think the Beast they had this article, but they reference Harry Potter. I think the Beast they were wise enough to reference Harry Potter. I don't know if you read the thing on their own platform as well. So I don't know, doctor, it's just I don't know the way he speaks, the way he talks to people, so I'm not surprised they refuse or he failed to credit his source. But my problem is the gullible Nigerians. And no matter what you do, even though I screenshot, you know, on Saturday Portal, when you the article, the day they published,
yes.
So I cycle it. No matter what you do, you see. I don't know. Maybe it's a selective amnesia, like you suggested. Yes, because you are saying again. I'm telling you that you know what they will do. That's okay. Let me tell you, doctor. You know what I'm saying? They say, sorry, what I hear. So where is working for Tinubu? Say it's not working for Tinubu. Why is he not pushing the articles in?
Exactly.
I said someone need a job. Someone need a job when you are not even dreaming of using phone. So you are expecting to be coming every day. And
can you imagine?
People like you that are supposed to be, you should be. Okay, if you go online and people don't make research, we don't search, we don't seek for knowledge. There's not so rare people that are posting this in every year. What is the need? But when you search, they will definitely give you an article from Harry Potter. So they say no, say because why Sowore did not post it in 2015. Was Tinubu contesting for election in 2015? And what is even the need? So a lot of people don't. I don't know. I feel like we are too dumb down here. We have selective amnesia or lack of education. I don't even know. But sometimes I feel it should be taken people on the Twitter timeline, to be honest.
In fact, United, I'm going to copyright. We have to start. I'm going to copyright selective amnesia now, because the way it's happening now, tomorrow somebody will. I'm going to trademark it, because right before our eyes, they look, they don't take it. They say take it back, Nigeria. They just tweak it a little bit. Right before, did you see did you see Peter B's running mates? Now he released something. He says you can't stop an idea whose time has come. I said this is just shameful. It's just too much now. How about? Yes.
I was express one day. I was trying to defend this ticket back. You know, the one that I'm going to take it, I'm training to take it back Nigeria. I was on that page and his face had about 7,000. His face had about 7,000 listeners, and I told them that this take it back, take it back that you are seeing. Forget that you are just seeing this thing about that. So and the team, the people of like minds, they already had this take it back in 2018. You know what they did? They refused.
Oh, United, we lost. Oh, we lost United. We lost United. Sorry, United, we lost you. We lost you. United, we didn't hear what you said. Uh-oh. United, we lost you. Well,
I keep getting call. I'll come back. I'll come back.
Okay. So guys, yeah, like I said, we will not stop. What people, let me tell you what happened. You guys know I support IPOB. A lot of people say what they don't know. Sometimes you answer them, sometimes you don't answer them. But I support IPOB. I'm looking forward to an independent state of Biafra. I mean, why not? If you can't accommodate people within a nation, you should let them go. but I'm also someone who respects rule of law. I respect constitution. So I know that for you to have your own state out of a state, there has to be a referendum. So I'm the kind of person who's looking forward to a referendum, and at which time, if the people overwhelmingly decide they want to be on their own, then they go ahead and be on their own. But that notwithstanding, that I support Mazen Kanu, I also support Omoyele Sowore, and you don't care what people are saying. Now, some of you, okay, I thought somebody was requesting. So we will continue to do what we're doing. Some people think, oh, if they just come and accuse you, I mean, like, you think it's a joke. We've been on this thing for years. It's not just about winning. You forget that winning is not the only thing. No, it's not just winning. What happens after you win? So if you don't get it right now, P2B must answer some of these questions we're asking him. Okay, you know what? We want to follow you. Let's assume you're right. But you won't come out clean to us. You tell me to go and verify. No, it doesn't work that way. Like, I'm asking you the same way you're telling me, or like you see, you tell me what you want to hear, and when I tell you when I ask you to now do the one that I want, when I ask you to do the one that I want, you pretend. You tell me to go and verify. No way. You guys should do better. You should do better. Who knows? We may come to a compromise down the road, but you see why you can't help but acknowledge someone like Omoyele Sowore as a wise person who acts based on experience. Do you see the same thing that happened with him when they were supposed to join that park? I'll be waiting. And he told them, I'm not in a hurry to join. You know how many times I've told Sowore, when all this wave of it's just always good to stay with somebody who has experienced a lot. I told him, hey bros, we have to do something. You know, let's hold a meeting with these people, because everyone was bothering me. I came under heavy pressure. Why is Sowore not meeting with P2B? Why don't you think that we can meet? I even formed a WhatsApp group and brought people together. But of course, we didn't go for just a few days, and we saw that there was a huge difference in our ideologies. In fact, it's difficult to pinpoint P2B's ideology, because how can the same person that was in PDP, that was in ABGA, now come to Labour and be consistent with their ideology? Because all of these people have different ideologies. So which one are you? If you can change yesterday, if you can change it, that means there's a possibility that you're still going to change. I mean, if tomorrow P2B wins an election under a Labour Party, and tomorrow they comes back to PDP, you think I'll be surprised? Or if I say it now, you tell me that it's a lie. Like, if I tell you now that P2B can decamp to another party tomorrow, just type and say, Chidi, you're a liar. Go anywhere, come up on meet on mic and tell me that, Chidi, you're a liar. It's the truth. If P2B decamps tomorrow to another party, it's very, very possible. But that is his right. Don't get me wrong. We don't infringe on anybody's right, but we just say the truth as it is. Don't come and say that you are not who we say that you are, or who you have told us that. You see, when you tell us who you are, we believe you. That's what we do. How can someone come and say, I can be in this party today and be in another party tomorrow, and be in another party tomorrow? The person has told you this about them. It is you by yourself that is saying, no, it's not true. I don't understand you again. Somebody says, Atiku is my mentor. If you don't like Atiku, then that's your business. But Atiku, let me put this mic here. But Atiku is my mentor. I believe in him. I believe in his ways. I am learning from him. When you say that, when the person has said that, it is you that is saying that that person is lying. So if P2B tells you that, you are the one that is saying is not true. I don't understand what is giving the confidence to say that. If P2B goes and says, I am talking with IBB, I'm learning from him, or we are resolving issues, I think that he means well. I believe in him. This is what he said, but you are the one saying it's not true. So, do you see your big problem? You are the one creating, you are creating another world, and you're living in that world, but that world is made from a pack of cards. It is not rooted on truth. When you're going to build the world, build your reality out of the foundation of reality. That is the one that you can understand. Do you understand? If you want to make, like you're making a juice, for instance, let me tell you exactly the life that Nigerians are living. I'm going to tell you this analogy. So you want to make what do you call it? Come on now. See, I live in the diaspora. I live in the abroad. So let me remember now. What do they call that thing? Smoothie. You want to make smoothie. Smoothie is where you put ice and then you put all these orange, strawberry, banana, these mangoes, apples, blueberry, all of those nice fruits. You mix it together, you blend it with ice, and you take a sip. It's beautiful on a hot summer afternoon. But you want to make a smoothie, you put ice, and you pour water, and you pour other things. You refuse to put anything, and then you now blend it. You blend it, and then you pour it, and you put yellow color in it, and you drink it, and you say, wow, it tastes very fantastic. You're lying to yourself. If you really want to get the true taste, pour in all of those fruits. So if you really want to understand the person you're standing with, you have to put in every character of the person. Okay, I want to understand this P2B that I'm following. You have to throw in the fact that he is friends with this person, the fact that he did this, the fact that he was there. Put the good part, put the ugly part, put the bad part. When you put all of them, blend it together, then sip it, and then you will tell me what it tastes like. But I'm telling you what to do. You are deceiving yourself. Meanwhile, the Peter Obi has told you, the smoothie is telling you, hey, orange is orange, apple is apple, mango is mango. You have to put all of them together. If you want to mix, yes, this mango, all the fruits that you want to do, if you go and even bring the bad one and put it together in a blender, guess what? The smoothie will taste horrible. And guess what? We are not willing to come and stay with you and wait till you finish that smoothie. No way. No way. We're not going to be part of that experiment with you. Why? Because I know, even though I come from Africa, I come from the village, I know, say, when fruit spoil, it's spoiling. It's spoiled. If you like, go and buy orange that is rotten, then come and use a sophisticated diamond-crusted $20 billion blending machine to blend that rotten fruit. Guess what? When you bring it out of that when you pour that thing out, put juice, put ice, it's going to taste horrible. Even the smell will be horrible. So not this kind of person. My street intelligence is intact. My village mentality is still working in Canada. That's what I still use it on people here. So you don't know. How come I see when me and my wife are using village mentality here, you'll understand. Ah, okay. When we go to buy, let me give you a small example. When we go to buy something, we are contractors. We normally, first of all, if we want to buy something like cement, we'll go to the back first. There's a place that when when the crane, the forklift, when forklift is trying to put the thing down, for that deal, the forklift now come and scratch the bag. Just that they scratch the bag. A bag that they are selling $10, they will now keep it at the back and they will sell it $2, $1.50. First of all, go to that place and pry that one and buy it first. Then we'll go and make it up with that's the mentality we're using right now. Anyways, guys, I think we've done so well. We've done okay. I have some people requesting. Somebody is requesting from Oduduwa Republic. Maybe I don't know if you are a Tinubu supporter, but go ahead. I just pull your strings. I pull your strings. Sorry.
You know me, yeah, a man like me, so real all the time. I don't give a damn. People tell me, your guy don't go win. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit if he wins and does not win? It's about doing the right thing, like following the right person. Mr. Chidi, so what I actually want to talk to you about, and I just want to express my mind. I don't think Sowore and what's his name, Peter Obi can ever have like a coalition or do anything together, because no offense to Peter Obi, I've studied this man. I'm half Igbo. My mom is Igbo. I've studied Peter Obi. Peter Obi is a businessman. Maybe he's an economist also, probably, but he's not someone who has that, idea, that experience, or for me, just the backbone to say, hey, come out and just say, hey, I'm going to change the constitution of Nigeria.
Exactly.
So when I'm trying to change the economy, it's not be difficult for me. It's not be impossible. Like the people from the north will be laughing at me that look at this man, you want to change stuff.
Yes.
But
it's afraid of stepping on toes.
Yeah, stepping on toes. You can't be afraid of in politics. I wanted to have studied in politics. You have to be able to step on people's toes and look them in the eye and be like, look, I've stepped on your toe. What are you going to do about it? Like, what is your next move? Not this whole, let me go and see Babangida and let me go and see Obasanjo or whoever it is going to go and see. You are not making your life. You might be thinking that you're going to win, but these people, no offense, if Tinubu goes to them and gives them more money than you, they are probably going to put Tinubu in power.
Oh my God.
They're going to put Tinubu in power. They sell their godfatherism to the highest bidders. That's
definitely. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You just finished. This your analogy. You just look at. See, do you know what Tinubu did? While people, and that's when people like who were now complaining, Wiki and all, I told them to shut up. The guy beat you to the game. While people were busy going to find delegates and give them money, Tinubu was not looking for delegates. He was doing his criminality with the presidential candidates. He bought them off. He bought off the presidential candidates. And that's how he just defeated these people. See, armed robber pass armed robber now. You don't know. So as you just talk this thing, it made me start thinking. You see, and I really love Peter, my brother, my uncle. I really love His Excellency. But you see where the country is at right now. It's more radicalism than going to sit down and massage people's ego. Who cares about your ego? Who gives a damn about your ego? You go when people are dying.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Dr. Shidi, I've only seen one party, and that I've been talking to Sowore because I've been helping him out with his political campaign. I've been helping because I'm in Houston, Texas, so I can't vote. So I've been helping him financially with whatever I have.
Good, that's good.
So I talked to Sowore. I told him that why not have a coalition with MOP, Movement of the People, Shehu Kuti's party. He told me that Shehu Kuti's party is not registered for presidential election. Me, I was like, okay, that's fine. That man can't rush. Man cannot rush.
Sure.
I told him, why don't we look into future governorship, ministerial, senatorial, and presidential elections in the future with MOP. I've already emailed Shehu Kuti. I emailed, I think, because I went to his Instagram, I found his actual page and everything. I emailed him. I'm still expecting a response from him. Hopefully, maybe in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks from now, I hope to get a response. But I strongly believe that a coalition between African Action Congress and Movement of the People will rattle Nigeria. I can promise you that the so-called politicians or elites, whatever they call themselves, will be scared. They will be afraid. Because Shehu Kuti is someone that they underestimate a lot in Nigeria, but he has the ear of the streets. Whatever he talks, even if he coughs, they listen. They'll be like, oh, what position Kuti just made that sound right now. So I feel like a coalition between these two parties, hopefully in the future, because I've been listening to a lot of Shehu Kuti's interviews where he has been interviewing with people, and he said the Movement of the People is currently not registered, but I don't know, I think they were trying to do something, I don't know what they're trying to do exactly, I've forgotten what he was talking about, but he said that he is still working his way towards registering the party. I believe he's still working his way towards registering the party and everything. But I feel like if there is because I know Dr. Chidi, you are a very good friend of Sowore. If there's a way you can talk to Sowore, to talk to Shehu Kuti, to, register his party, the way AAC has registered their party, and have a coalition, a joint coalition that would actually move us forward. Where even someone like me, if I said that, I want to become governor because I'm from Ondo State, say I want to become governor of Ondo State tomorrow, I can at least put my tickets into there. I'm like, okay, let me try my luck. And if I don't think that's fine, I'm no offense. I know I said I want to become governor, but like,
but you're thinking it's not possible. Please don't put yourself down. Listen, let me tell you something, my brother. That's another huge misconception. You see, Sowore is one of the most accessible human beings on earth. I was upset with Sowore that he went to the police station to try to release one Pastor Casey. I said, do you know this guy? This guy was on your case. This guy was running us down. How can you go there? He said, Chidi, you know me. I hate injustice. It does not matter who the person is. I said, look at this guy was vomiting. If you see how he was vomiting trash about Sowore, you'll not believe it. But Sowore didn't care. And he was presidential candidate. He just walked straight to that place like any normal man. He bought food. He was holding food to see somebody that was putting him down. Sowore is very accessible. One lady came and he said, I tried to meet Sowore. His people didn't let me. That his PA, this. When I told Sowore, he laughed. He said wanted to cut. I told the lady, before you even talk with Sowore, let me tell you something. Sowore doesn't have PA and MP and PC. He doesn't have those things. You see all those people that see around him now, comrades. So it's just people that stay around him. It doesn't work like that. Sowore does his own thing by himself. If you tell Sowore, I'm arranging so that the next thing is calling the person and telling the person his mind. It doesn't have room for all those bureaucracies. So when you say, I was saying all this to let you know that when you say you were wondering whether Sowore can go into coalition with any human being in fact, do you know something about Sowore? Sowore, big companies, big media organizations will be begging Sowore to come and do interview with them. One blogger out of nowhere who has 20 people in their YouTube channel will just send a text somehow to Sowore. You see Sowore in their show the next day. That's why a lot of times you're frustrated. You see Sowore in a show and there are 5 people and he's still having the interview because it starts with the people. People say Sowore is insulting. I asked one guy, I said, show me one person who is just like a regular person, an ordinary citizen in quotes, that Sowore has ever insulted. The person said it's true. I said Sowore insults the people who are raping this country and he has no apology for them, and I will never tell him to stop because he knows. Do you know why he does that? He has their file. He has the file. Look at his tweet now. He knows all of, and when you say all of them, he knows all of them. You live in America, I think North America too. You know there's access to information. Everybody's information, you can get it. Anybody, whether you're Nigerian, whether you are American, whether you are an outsider, as long as you have transacted business in North America, I can get your information. All I have to do is request for it, pay a little money, and they will give it to me. So I don't know why people think it's so difficult. It's not difficult. So Sowore knows about all of these people. And the only reason that a lot of times alliances does not work within him and people is that when the people come, they are not willing. They say two cannot work together except they agree. Right. So by the time he lays his conditions on the table, sometimes they become too difficult for the other person. And he's not about to compromise the situation because he carries the will and the hopes and the expectations of a lot of people with him. He cannot go and betray it just because he wants to get glory or because, like people are saying now, to become president. Let me tell you something. Again, I've said it before. I was one of the people that persuaded Sowore. I was even crying. All of us were crying one day. I don't know what they said. We knew, we got information they were trying to kill Sowore. We were so upset. People in America, people in UK, we had one meeting. We agreed that Sowore should leave Nigeria immediately. Right. You know what Sowore said? Sowore said, Chidi, you know I'm an investigative journalist. There is no Piam way out of Nigeria that I don't know. All the people that have left Nigeria, I can tell you how they left, all the big people. But I don't want to go because if I only cared about myself, I would do it. But I would betray lots of people. And I'm not ready to just betray their faith in me just because I want to save my own head. Right. When there was a what they call it, for them to come together, Mogalo and Duroto and all of those people. You know, the simple thing he told them is that you guys are still aspirants in your party. How can we sit here and be talking about electing one person? After you elect the person, what if you don't make it as a candidate? What will happen? By then, we have all put our hopes behind you. And they misunderstood it. Of course, he said, oh boy, I'm not going there again. How did it all end? So the guy has a foresight with things. With Peter, I will confess to you, I was one of the people that said, bros, why don't we even let us talk with them? Said, no, Chidi, not the right time. Let everything come out. He said, sometimes it's better, let's just be going. Let's just be going. Let people throw things at us. Let us see the ones that will stick and the ones that will bounce back. He said, at the right time, when we see that we can work in an alliance, it will naturally happen. And you can see right now with so many things P2B has said. P2B said he will not probe people. Does that sound like Sowore to you? Sowore says I will probe people. P2B says Atiku is my mentor. Sowore says Atiku is a criminal. P2B says IBB is okay. I can have lunch with him. I can, Sowore says we are not doing anything. He's a criminal. I don't have anything with him. So where can they blend? So for every other person, do you think Sowore doesn't know about Seun Kuti? You know Seun Kuti. Sowore respects Fela. You know, he worships him like his musical idol. In fact, Fela is his musical idol. So he respects Sheon, Sheon respects Sowore, but like we say, you do you and I do me until a time when things will naturally blend. What we're doing right now is what we should be doing. If not that, people like United, and if not that Sowore himself stood his ground, we all would have been lost by now. We would have been, if not that Sowore is so good enough that when the ovation was highest for P2B, Sowore just came and threw in one small, just a tiny speck, say, come on, P2B, this happened. Everybody started screaming. As a devil, he's opposing, he's attacking. But he stood his ground. And right now, it has emboldened people to ask questions. And from asking those questions, we are getting some replies that is making everything become very clear. Now we understand. It's not just the shouting. Let's go down to the substance. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you are leading us to. If you're leading, you see, if you already didn't do that, because that time, it was criminal to even open your mouth. You can't say Obi. Look at me now. Now, as an Igbo man, I can say, Obi, Peter Obi, please answer one or two questions. That time, people were afraid to open their mouths because the noise was so loud, like you can't even say anything. Sowore did not move one bit. That he did not move one bit. But see what's happening right now. People were obedient. When they run to this side, they hit them with, oh, Atiku is my mentor. That person will pull back. I don't like that one, but I'm still going. They see the picture with IBB and say, hey, oh my God, why this man do this thing? No, okay, I hate IBB, but make I just. So gradually, you keep condoning this thing, condoning until you find yourself where you are totally lost. But anyway, thank you so much, my brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. United, come on. I don't know how they do this in our space, so headache don't they catch me. How they fit talk for this long?
You've been on this. This is like it took to 5 hours already, doctor.
Really?
And I took to 5 hours.
Jeez.
If I'm not mistaken, yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's exactly 3 o'clock now. Yeah, it's 5 hours already.
Wow.
So and then you've been the one educating us. Like I said I actually came to come and learn, so that after you leave us, we'll be able to impart the knowledge and the information to our brothers who are already going astray. But I'm on my mat praying for them, so that they regain their consciousness and come back to life. Because sometimes it looks to me like it's kind of a just thing, but even though I don't believe in it, but we'll keep giving our best. To be honest, see people like you on the space like this, a kind of motivation. Even on our group now, someone just said that the fact that we are having two space at the same time, so that when you switch on one space now, you see Sowore here, because as we speak now, we have 2 space or 3 space going on. So, and seeing people like you on the space with us, it kind of honestly kind of it's a motivated, it's a motivated like a motivational appeal for people like me. So I would just like to say thank you very much. I can't possibly, there's almost nothing to say on your space, Dr. Chidi. We are hoping to invite you on a more bigger space, so that you where we'll be having, sometimes we used to have them plenty 400, so that we'll be able to be able to impart some of this knowledge and talk sense into our brother's brain.
But I hope people are paid. You people will give dollars so in the space.
Okay. We'll will pay with ideology because
I-
we're preaching ideology.
He said, "Want to kill me."
So that's one thing that's where we stood out. Like that's one thing we are far ahead of these people, to be honest.
Oh, for
This is
sure.
whenever
Oh,
we
for
are,
sure.
even on their space, I through me, Larry, the Blue Sword, a lot of us we challenge them on ideology. We don't joke with them, to be
Of
honest.
course, of course.
Yes, did you know yesterday on his page, you know what they asked me? They say, how much is Sowore pay me? I swear to God. That was all they they said, how much is Sowore pay me? So they were now saying that they noticed something about Sowore guys, that the way they speak passionately, like with correct I mean it to, like they said it on the street that Sowore people they dictate like logic, like I even
Of course, now.
I felt proud of our team yesterday,
Of course.
earning such a team from outside that. So to be honest, so we engage them on their spaces and even some neutral spaces that we've been to. So we are doing, to be honest, we are on the right track, and having people like you again kind of motivate us. So we really need the spirits. Then we hope to have more of our comrades joining us, so that we'll be able to. We hope to have more of our. So that when you live here, you go there. When you live here, you go there.
Sure.
That way, but there was a time the whole thing started. You have no choice than to go to their own space. But
yes, now. Yes.
It was just one day. I just feel like I don't know how I came across the Drochimi. I just opened one space with Sowore topic, and then before you know, Drochimi came down. Since then, so that was how the whole thing started from. So, and now the conversation, to be honest, even this morning we were on the space, they listed 4 parties, and we were there, AAC, APC, LP, we were there having conversation, and people kind of listening to us when we speak, because we don't speak based on we want to make noise or we have money to spend. I'm telling you that we have this morning I was telling them that I told them this morning, I say, you know one thing, say whenever I look at Sowore manifesto, whenever I look at his plan, I see a Nigeria, a working Nigeria, I see a new Nigeria. So those people, they were just laughing, all those kind of things coming.
No, me, I'm waiting for, Thank you very much. Thank you very much, United. Thank you. You see, one thing that, sorry. See, one thing that we've succeeded in doing is that we've succeeded in raising, no, not even raising the bar. We didn't even raise any bar. We've succeeded in sustaining the bar. We did not lower our bar. What they're asking us to do is to lower every bar. And we're saying no. We are saying I don't have to.
Doctor, you know another thing, but sorry to cut you again.
Go ahead.
You know another thing, but there is this spirit that even any of our comrades, if we are on their space or on neutral space, and they are saying, why can't you join Peter? All of you are giving the same answer. We are saying never. We are saying darkness doesn't rule with light. So everyone, even it's just as if we're having meeting together. Sure, you understand?
I know.
What I say is what the other person say. Even the fact that we have not had any meeting, we have not had any conversation. So this will they kind of they kind of get worried that what's happening, that this guy, they are so confident and all that. But to be honest, those kind of things really motivate me sometimes, and I look at the way our comrades are passionate whenever they speak on the. Even Fedora spent how many minutes on that this morning educating them. I was just getting my joy from one side.
Thank you so much. You see, this is our mission. Our mission is to educate you, to help you to vote. Don't even vote Sowore. You see, you'll be shocked when I'm telling you this kind of thing. You don't have to vote Sowore. Vote Atiku, vote Tinubu, but do yourself a favor and make sure that you have the necessary information before you step out to vote for that person, or before you step out to say somebody is your mentor. I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to move away from something like that. I'm waiting for you to justify to me why somebody like Atiku would be your mentor. Do you understand what it means? You regard yourself as a better person than Atiku, which ordinarily we would assume, but you don't turn around and say Atiku is your mentor. We are not. That's one thing with AAC does not have money bags. No, we don't have lords of the party. No, I'm telling you, we argue in a which one? Where was it the other day? We're arguing over. I think it was a media meeting, and come and see me exchanging with anybody. As far as on that level, we are comrades. Even in Sowore, and Sowore is in some of these meetings, we are exchanging. Everybody's bringing out their idea. You cannot do that in some of these parties. There are people that own the party. How can you argue with them? How much money did you put? Somebody is bringing 250 billion. You just bring 200 naira. This is my own donation. And just say get some people, if they donate, you don't go answer. Just say, and our brother give anonymous. Your own donation is anonymous. This will bring 250 billion. How can you ever talk to them? It's not possible. So we don't do that in our party. We don't do that. Our mission here is to teach you, show you. When you learn all of those things, when you find out, ask questions, find out the reason why these people are doing what they're doing, then come back and vote. Come back and now say that they are mentor. So when you say they are your mentor, you say it with all boldness. When you say you are their friend, they are your friend, you say it with all boldness. Don't say it with a shaky voice. Don't say it standing on maybe. You know, my wife used to be amused. He says, my wife was actually born in Canada. People don't even know. But she's a Nigerianized person. Her parents made sure they brought her back home. My wife she couldn't understand when people will be, and as an Igbo man, Igbo people can drop big words. My wife never used to understand why we will go home and somebody will, like I sent somebody to go on an errand for me, and then they'll come back. And then maybe they threw away the money or they didn't do something. What they want to try to say, actually, sir. So it's not I was going to bet. Then Odo. I used to kill my wife. He said, Odo. So what's Odo? What's Odo? I said, anyway, I think we've done well for today. Larry, I want to thank you. You're my man any day. I respect you a lot. I may not say that a lot of times, but you see, you bear strips, and you bear the scars of a war hero, and history will always remember you and your sacrifices. Okoyemi, thank you. Mary Ojo, I thank you so much. I know there's a meeting in a couple of minutes, but you've left everything that you're doing to come and stay here. Oduduwa United, Oluafion, Jenny B, Shaman, everybody, Princess, Kitty, Kitty Play. I really appreciate all of you. Alome, Blessing, Babies. I really want to appreciate all of you. And I thank you for making my debut on Twitter Space a success. We started out shaky, but you see, just like we do in AAC, we don't give up. It crashed 4 times. It crashed 3 times, and on the 4th time, we were able to get it. We didn't have as many people as we wanted to, but the important thing is that we did it. I'm so proud of you guys, and I'm so grateful to you for making it a success. And on behalf of Dr. Erica, who is my engine house here and my main boss. All this one where they talk, my main boss is Dr. Erica. But on behalf of her and everybody who helps us with our media here in World Media, I'd like to thank all of you watching on Facebook, watching us live on Facebook, do this Twitter space. I'd like to thank all of you watching on Take It Back TV YouTube channel. I'd like to thank all of you watching on Worship Media YouTube channel, and to you guys, the great Twitter space audience. I'd like to thank all of you. I'll see you guys very soon. Take care of yourselves and don't be intimidated. Bye-bye. Okay, bye everybody.